Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Check. Talk to me, people. Talk to me. Oh, the son. Oh, my son. Check. Big up on yourself, people. Yeah, man. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the show. Oh, go on. Oh, the son, Joe Fortis. Dean Ali, big up yourself. ML Shaw, big up yourself. Vernal Morgan, big up yourself. Gary Rake, big up yourself. Oh, go on. Talk to me, Joras. All right. Albert Williams, big up yourself. Where's a crispy? All right. I'm going to say it crispy now. Mm-hmm. Oh, the look, Joe Fortis. Oh, the look. Tell me how the camera look. Oh, the slides. Oh, it look. Talk to me now. Joe Fortis, engineer. Check. Wanna say it again? Big up the people them, Yeah, man, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning into another one here on the coach's desk. You understand? We say technology up. Yeah, man. Up. Technology up, Technology up. You see me, I say? Yeah, man, we have it up, man. What you say? Yeah, man, we're there, folks. And we know, so we have some serious matters to discuss, Serious matters to discuss. Seeing, we're not joke. Seeing, we're not joking. And when we say we're not joking, we're looking at that camera and say, yo, we're not joking. You get to me and say, yeah, man. I see him, so he said, man. You understand? You said, Joe? Yeah, man. Where people them there? Like up the live, people. Share the content. Big up the people them over Facebook, Yeah, man. Big up the people them over Facebook. No, I'm not sure. I just test it out to see it. We say, oh, no, tell me what go on. Oh, no, tell me what go on. Oh, no, like it. Oh, no, like the new look. Stargates, the stool of a Mr. This. Yo. What go on, Laurel? What you say, Laurel? Big up yourself, Yeah, man, we're there here, people, and we have got to talk about some things, We have some things to share with the folks them right now, because you guys know that the fans are not pleased with what took place in Paris, and of course we're gonna do a thorough review on that tomorrow night. Of course, I know tomorrow night is the main night for the show, but we come out here tonight because we want to talk about the matters here. These are matters arising coming out of Paris, seeing, and we have to talk about it. It's a must. You get what I say? We have to talk about it. You see, the J3s and the JOA, apparently they are in some big fight. Big war going. Seeing, they are not basically what you'd call it. What I'd call it. Them not really into each other. Them not really, agree on things that is happening. You get what I say? And we have to go deal with this tonight. We have to deal with this on the show. We have to talk about it because the people them need to know what's going on. Seeing? Yeah, man, we have to make it people know. Lulu, what go on? What you say, Lulu? What go on? So yeah, I make the people them know say, yo, we are trying to improve upon the whole, production of the show. You get to me, I say, yeah, man, we are improved on the production of the show. So when I see them look a fancy thing, you go on, just give your feedback. Give your feedback, folks. Give your feedback on what is taking place. You understand? Of course, this is a podcast, so we try as best as possible for put a little flavor in it. Of course, I don't know what's the style and flavor. Make the city lock. So, here what I say now. Before we get into the details, because one big news, folks, from what I've heard is that the Adidas people them make an improved offer. Big up in Xavier. Adidas folks made an improved offer. And I'll know we don't hear nothing touch upon that. You get what I say? That is the situation. No, Brandon Webb, you can always talk, This is not new to me. I've been talking about this, that it was band-aid over the wound a long time. It was because of the whole, what you'd call it now. So you see, Jamaica has been performing well, See, we have been performing well on the international circuit. So what happens is that, the people them think that everything is fine. See, everything is fine. But it was like band-aid over the wound. But now, a not so good performance took place, and everybody in disarray. Everybody in problems. Everybody not like what them see, because the dip in performance and what came out of Paris with all the way going on the talks, Daniel Thomas Dodd, and the attacking of or the threatening of Thomas Dodd, that if she retract or recant, then the thing, they're not really going to possibly give her accreditation. Then apparently they probably see the pressure that is mounting in the public, and they said that they didn't say anything like that. You understand? So a whole heap of little things are going. So I mean, Brendan, a long time we have talked about this, but the prowess of a Usain Bolt and others and a Shelley would have basically caused this thing to cover down. You think I know we have really issues? It's not no. You think I know we have these issues, but as me I said, the performance normally cause a little, thing of us not to be focusing on that. So I have some clips for you to listen, folks. See? I'm put on my headset. We have some clips for you to listen, see, so that you can hear what persons, a matter of fact, an agent is saying about what is happening with the whole J3's JOA. And you're going to hear other people in the conversation. But we want to play this to set the foundation so people can understand what is happening. See? And a lot of people are calling for these folks to basically evacuate their position. Do the honorable thing. See? And we always hear this, Garth Gale is a good person. That's the president. Then we hear, from a football standpoint, Michael Ricketts is a good person. But apparently the people that are around them are the persons who are pretty much making decisions that are, not in the betterment of the athletes. And for me, that is always a challenge. That is a challenge. When the athletes are not put to the forefront, then you have problem. See? You have problem when that is not happening. And we now go sit by. When I look on it still, we can tell you what we are doing in terms of coming to the media and talking about it. I don't think that will essentially change. but at least the general public will have an understanding of what is taking place. Seeing? The general public will understand what is happening. The general public will see that these are the things that are happening. Seeing? So, leadership. Where is the leadership? We are tired of leadership issues in the country. Whether it be sports, whether it be anything of the sort. Seeing, we don't like the lack of leadership. It don't look good for a country like Jamaica. Seeing, we're tired of these leadership issues where we are here about, and that is causing the sports to be in the situation that it is in. Seeing? So we don't like what go on. I'm gonna play songs. This are some conversation that happened before, and we're gonna play. I met the people in here what go on, and then we're gonna have conversations pertaining to this said situation. Seeing? So let we start out. Let we start out here, Senna, because the people them need to know. I don't know how many persons heard the conversation, but it's an interesting listen. And I want the people them for this. If you need to take notes, and then we have a robust. We take in calls afterward, and you just give your point of view on the whole thing. You get what I say? Yeah, that is true objectivity. So here are now people. Listen what I go on.
Holding for some time. Good afternoon, QB. Hello.
Good afternoon to
afternoon,
the panel,
QB.
Good afternoon to Jamaica.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What kind of Paris Olympics have these been through your eyes, QB?
Terrible. Terrible.
And why?
Terrible.
And why? Tell us more.
Well, I mean, if you're pleased with what's going on with the Jamaica national team, then I guess you're happy. If you're not, then, you know, changes need to come. This has been coming now for 14 years. You shouldn't be surprised what has happened here.
Tell me why you say it's been coming for 14 years.
Because there's no foundation to our program in Jamaica. There's no foundation. We're at crossroads now. There's a changing of the old guard, and there is definitely issues in Jamaica. And the only people that are suffering are the athletes. I listen to you guys talk about Nugent. We're lucky to have a good young set of athletes now. And if you
Hold on, before we go any further, people, what are going with? What are going with 200 odd people and not even 100 likes? Nah, man. If you come over here if it does fast, that means you like the show. So just like the live now. We can understand the people who are driving and just a listener and can't touch the like button. But it now take a lot to touch the like button, man. I want to go out, man. Like up the stream, man. Like up the stream. Me not like do that something about YouTube. So if we do that something, so because we're up on YouTube, we just ask if you just like up the stream. You see me I say? And I can't do that, man. Me check. Let me see the improvement on it. Still sick. We reach 100 and add now. So we can go at least 200 now because we soon reach 300 people on the live. Come on, man. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. When you know the golden rule already, do the right thing. See? That's a free way to support the channel. All right. Back to the action.
If you look, it's all the young athletes that are coming forward for us now. And we need to really make good changes to kill the cancer that is in athletics in Jamaica, so these young athletes can actually, you know, grow and prosper.
And what is the cancer in our athletics, QB?
When you have the JOA and the J3A is fighting about nonsense, okay? JOA has no respect for the J3As. And who suffers? The athletes. You listen to what the athletes are saying. For the first time, the athletes are speaking out. And I have to agree with 90% of what they're saying. 90%. This year, you could see the the destruction of it all, the incompetence, the everything that's happening, you know, that is going on. You can go down the line and count all the failures. I mean, I hate to be this negative about it, but I'm not at the Olympics. I'm in Los Angeles, and I didn't go because I'm in solidarity with what's happening in my community in Jamaica and St. Elizabeth. You know, some of St. Elizabeth, we don't have electricity. Some people don't have water. Some people don't have food. So I couldn't be in Paris and know what's going on in my community. I left Jamaica on the 10th when I finally could get out of Jamaica on a flight. Finally, my specific area got light on August 1st. There's still people that don't have light, running water, food there, you know, or anything. So, and watching the Olympics is just very depressing. It's just very depressing because this was coming, and this year has been totally a disaster. You can tell me this, the internal fighting within our federations and the athletes complaining. I mean, it's crazy.
QB, this is Juliet, and
hey, Julie.
You know that I've been very vocal over the many years.
Yes. And before you go, Julie, I hope our Minister of Sport is feeling better. I heard she's in hospital. She didn't make it to Paris.
Right. Yes.
I got a thing, so I wish her, you know, good health. She's a great lady, a great
like
minister.
up the life, people.
I'm sure she's listening, or I will definitely pass that on. But QB, as you know, you've known that this is not just a 14-year cycle. I mean, there are things happening now, but many of the things have been happening for a very long time. What would you suggest, knowing what is happening now? What would you suggest? Because I think this is the first time we're probably hearing more than one athlete coming out. Usually is a lone voice. It was like my voice.
Right.
What would you suggest now that should change in order to make track and field better in Jamaica?
Julie, I want to say something, okay? In another 3 or 4 months, an Afro-Asian Caribbean woman of Jamaican descent will maybe ascend to the highest office in the world. Okay, you are telling me in Jamaica, sports business administrators, we don't have better than what we have right now?
No.
I know they're better there, Julie, but they don't want to get their reputations damaged. Our management is incompetent. It is incompetent. And the fighting internally over nonsense. It's gone worldwide. Everybody knows.
All right, the person who's talking, for persons who are asking, is track and field agent QBC Goben, former agent for Johan Blake. All right. So yeah, man, not the same person. And Julie is Juliet Cuthbert. Yeah, man, and she's same one. So on the can still talk in the chat, you know. Yeah, man. Is it me I say? All right.
The Jamaican people in England, America, and Canada are wondering what the hell is going on in Jamaica. What is going on in Jamaica? You know, and this is the perfect time, Julie. It's a changing of the guard. The old athletes are going out, and there's a whole crop of new athletes that are here now, and we have to nurture them. We have to nurture. Yes, that was very emotional for me, Julie, because, you know, Rashawn is my athlete that made it to the final. And it was sad that he hit the hurdle, but he's 20 years old.
Yes.
You know, Cheyenne is another one. I had 3 athletes in the Olympics, 2 were in the finals. And you know, if I don't take them under my wing and kind of nurture them, you know, and tell them to stay away from all that nonsense. I mean, the stuff with Danielle. Danielle is a great person. She's a great ambassador for Jamaica. She never said anything about money. She never said anything about money, Julie. She said all she wanted was a pass for a coach. We keep sending the prima donna coaches to these things that do absolutely nothing. They come late to the camps. They turn their athletes against Jamaica, and we keep sending them over and over. Go back, Julie, and look at all the management teams that we sent in the last 3 Olympics or 4 Olympics and the teams. Same damn people go
That's
over
one
and
big
over.
issue.
When are we going to groom the...
But me can't tell you this, people. You see, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of these folks can talk up, you know. I'm going to tell you, enough people can talk up, you know. But here what the problem. I'm tell you what the problem. You see why enough people not talk up? Them fear them not getting a trip with the national team. So that's why them not talk up. A lot of people know where I'm going, you know. And they're not talking because they think that they're not getting a trip. They go here and there. So it's all about trips for some of the people who don't want to hit out and want to go on. But you see, you may not run down the trip. Yeah, man. I have to bring this to us so I know what I'm going. You see me, I say?
The new people, Jew, Julie? When are we going to give? You know who the best people in Jamaica are, Julie? The high school coaches. They are keeping Jamaica going. They're breeding the new young athletes. Do they get any trips? Tell me, Julie.
Well,
do they get any rewards?
And why do you think that they're not getting those trips?
Because it's an all boys thing. This is supposed to be a national thing, Julie. We're talking about institutions. This institution or this clique or that clique. It's a national thing.
Hey, you know, say, what I mean, whisper our talk, Lord. The word still a go out. I mean, remember, say, it's a style and flavor, you know. So I put in a little flavor in it. You see me, I say, yeah, man, that's how we do it thing, man. Go and listen.
Everybody's rooting for Jamaica. We're not rooting for this one club or that club or this one institution that controls this or this one party or this. It's nonsense. It is nonsense. I say they all need to resign. Don't even come back to the office. Turn your keys in. Don't even wait for elections. Because you know what, Julie? You get what you vote for.
Yeah, but let me say this, panel and QBC Gobin. There's an article published today in the Guardian newspaper.
Many articles.
No, I'm just drawing your attention to this one. Published this morning in the Guardian in London. It says the headline, "Uncool runnings. Jamaica's powerhouse sprint team fizzles at the Olympics."
Them are
written by
beat
Angela.
like a slave.
Jamaica has been on such a cold streak in Paris that it's fair to wonder whether the country is planning for the Winter Olympics. In place of its usual dominance in sprinting, it's been one disappointment after another. And it goes through all of the disappointments. And then it says at the end, it says, "These Olympics were very nearly an unmitigated disaster for Jamaica, suddenly on the back foot without both padding their results and back under pressure from a U.S. federation that's finally reaping dividends from their decade-long investment in sprints. Instead, there's hardware coming home from field stars in spite of the country's faltering track performances. Here now is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for one of the pluckiest Olympic nations to diversify its track and field holdings." And the last sentence, QB, "Jamaica's sporting directors should probably make the most of this moment before the rest of the world passes them by and Jamaica's luck really runs out."
On the year that?
Thank you.
This
I've
them
been
are this
saying
way,
this
you know.
for how many? I've been jumping up and down like Julie, and everybody says that's QB just
This
talking.
them are this
But I
way, you
just
know.
don't talk. I talk the walk, and don't even talk about money. We have more money than we can even look at. And some of these people on the panel there, they know it. We have more money than we can look at. It's beyond me. The Jamaican people, the athletes, and the membership have to say enough is enough. As I said, don't even wait for the election. Turn in your keys. Let's move on. Let's kill this cancer right now.
QB. Casey Graham wants to say something to you, QB. Go ahead, Casey.
Good day, QB.
Good day.
Hold on. You hear what the man say? We have way more money than we think, you know. You really hear that? You want that money where man say we have? Huh. This is serious. This is telling.
QB had some
I'm happy. Wait. I'm happy that I'm getting the support from all over the world. I'm happy.
It's QB. You know what happened? We have the same thing every year, but guess what? Because we are doing so well.
Band-Aid.
And when these people come back, they have nobody to report to. It is business as usual. They have nobody to investigate them. And QB, you talk about something. You see, I see people like Greg Harton, Davian Clark, Danny McFarlane. I see a lot of past Olympians. I see some people they take as coaches. It's a friendly business. There's a particular coach now who coaches in the USA. All of a sudden, he goes to every team. Even at the World Relay, what about the local coaches?
Exactly.
And he has one athlete on the team who can with a medal. And all of a sudden, he's going everywhere.
Who do you think him attack? And not a good coach him attack, you know? Not a good coach him attack.
And listen,
Casey.
I'm going to talk QB. We see a Bird Cameron here in Jamaica. We see a Elliot with the team up there. What happened to Bird Cameron? This is the first world champion. He's an Olympian. Give them, look here, I saw this came out first with officials. I saw Lassina Golden name on the list. I saw Lennox Graham. All of a sudden it changed. And I saw other people. And they put people, and when I see Bert Cameron here in Jamaica, and I see people like Mr. Elliott, who years Hatton, David
see they wanna listen.
Danny McFarlane. I see a lot of past Olympians. I see some people they take as coaches. It's a friendly business. There's a particular coach now who coaches in the USA. All of a sudden, he goes to every team. Even at the World Relay, what about the local coaches?
Exactly.
And he has one athlete on the team who can with a medal. And all of a sudden, he's everywhere. And listen, I'm going to QB. We see a Bert Cameron here in Jamaica. We see a Elliott with the team up there. What happened to Bert Cameron? This is the first world champion. He's an Olympian. Give them. Look here, I saw this came out first with officials. I saw Latina Golden name on the list. I saw Lennox Graham.
And I think he's a part of the relay thing too, you know.
And I saw other people. And they put people. And when I see Bert Cameron here in Jamaica, and I see people like Mr. Elliott, who years ago he cursed the Jamaica administration, and all of a sudden he's their good boy. He goes everywhere now.
Casey, you're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. I'm telling you, I sit here. I don't have any authority in any federation in Jamaica, as you know. And I have coaches calling me and saying, QB, can you call the president and ask him, I have 2 athletes or 3 athletes going to the World Juniors. Can I go with my athletes? They're sending coaches that has nothing to do with the people who can win us medals.
And QB.
I don't even know how to say it. I wish everybody would just stand up and say enough is enough. We can't have this no more.
Is my friend QB, but he's weak. QB, he's weak, and he listens to people around him. He's the wrong set of people. QB.
Listen, 4 years ago, Guard Gale said to
me,
QB, I didn't support him. If you guys remember, I supported Donald Quarry because of policies and discipline. Mm-hmm. Okay, he came to me and he said, "Hey, support me. I will listen. I will make changes, and I will drain the swamp." He became part of the swamp. there is 4 or 5 people running athletics in Jamaica, and they're relics.
Oh my word!
They're relics. If I give them a test right now in athletics, they couldn't pass it. They couldn't tell me what's first place in the Diamond League meet, Casey and Juliet. It is for us. You know, I'm glad that everybody's coming out and writing now, because when I jump up and down Julie, they say that that's QB just talking. Well, today, don't even hold your head and cry. Don't bang your belly and bawl, because it was coming. You kept putting Band-Aids on it. You kept sending your favorite prima donna coaches that don't give a hell about Jamaica. They give a hell about themselves and the athletes they manage.
But
you guys have no idea what is going on, even on this Olympic team. Ask yourself, why is Julie Brumwell running 2 times in a mixed relay and have to come back and run her open race?
Janelle
Bromfield.
Yeah. Ask. When we have quarterfinals.
We asked that question though. Well,
because an athlete was supposed to come on in the final, and that morning her coach said she was sick. She couldn't run. Okay? She couldn't run. You figure it out. Okay? So Bromfield had to run because they felt she was entitled, because there was a national record that was set and they weren't going to change it. Okay? Yeah, there's a reasons to everything that's going on. One coach said he was resigning because his athlete didn't get to run the leg that they wanted her to run. Do you know all of this stuff that's going on?
In which event that you'll be? Hold on.
The 4x1.
So hold on. So you're saying the coach threatened to walk unless his athlete was given the preferred leg on the 4x1, the women's 4x1?
Yes.
This is the coach.
You know this. You hear them things that are going on?
This is a coach that said that?
You hear them something that are going on?
Poor Casey.
Casey knows. Casey is in touch. He's in touch. But all I'm saying to you, you know, Jamaica, the Jamaican people, the athletes, and the voting members have to decide what they want.
Who are the voting?
Have to decide.
Who are the voting members?
Athletes. Most of the athletes.
Ask Gardale.
Your last comment, QBC Gobin, I have to run and do some more business. But you're saying that the performance of our administrators warrants an on-block resignation even before they return to Jamaica, is what you're saying?
That's what I would say. That's what. Am I wrong with people writing from all over the world saying it's internally in Jamaica too?
Yeah.
There have been several articles come out of Jamaica. And as I think Casey said, or somebody said, we have great people. You have Winthrop Graham, gold medal winners. These guys are
Danny McFarlane. We have Greg
McFarlane.
That's Clark.
Julie
I
can
would go
go.
for Julie Cuthbert,
Julie can.
But she is no more. She's a bigger position now. She wouldn't go on.
No, but
All right.
I'm sure if you asked Julie to do national duty, she would do it.
Hear you on that, QBC Gobin. That's all the time I have this afternoon. Thank you for your contribution.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, QB.
Athlete, agent there, and
I think we needed that, though.
agent provocateur,
Yo.
QBC Gobin. I mentioned
Serious
the
master
Guardian
go on,
article
you know.
because, for those who know, the Guardian is the #1 news
Serious
website
master go on.
in
Your
the
Guardian
United
are
Kingdom.
this up
It's one of the
Jamaica.
biggest in the world, and of the 200 plus nations compete.
Around.
Yeah.
I think, as QB said, we're seeing the same faces. Jamaica is small, so let's not,
In the United Kingdom, it's one of the biggest in the world. And of the 200 plus nations competing at the Olympics, they
wrote
chose
about
this
Jamaica.
one about Jamaica. They said, the headline grabbed me. Uncool runnings, powerhouse sprint team fizzles at games. They say we've been so cool. It looks like we're preparing for the Winter Olympics.
They were preparing for
Oh
that.
my goodness.
Ouch. We beat them so bad over the years.
But
I know once we do bad, people gonna rejoice. I'm telling you.
You know what I like about the USA team? When I look at the USA team, the diversity, there are a few people, there are a few coaches that I saw in the stand. Robin Johnson, who I went to University of Texas with, she's now a coach, and she's now able to travel with the USA team. There are other Olympians that I actually saw or know that they're now a part of the USA track and field team. They may have their issues as well.
Yes.
But I think they've, welcomed many, ex-athletes into their team who are now coaches to actually travel with the USA team. And so I think they're more all around.
Yeah.
I think, as QB said, we're seeing the same faces. Jamaica is small, so let's not, try to think that we're going to see, different faces every 4 years.
Right.
But I think some of the faces you see are the faces that have been there even when I was running 20, 30 years, 25 years ago.
And I accept that. The thing I would say as we move on to do some more business is this. People speak about the Bolt era. I'm not sure, and you all would perhaps know better. I'm not sure the Bolt era was as a result of any planning. I think it just happened.
It just happened.
And that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Things like these shouldn't happen for any or plans, because that's what successful organizations do. You don't sit and wait for happenstance.
Yeah, but we remember we have a good feeder system.
As we captured in our documentary. That's a fact.
We have a that is why we've had the success. It's not because of any great planning. It's because of the primary school champs, the prep school champs, and moving on to high school and the great high school program that we have.
And I'm saying that when you have a plan and you support the plan and you fail, people can accept it. When you're not on a plan and you fail, people will cuss and go on bad, which is why, look at what US had a relay camp. What happened in the men's 4x1? They got disqualified because they didn't do it properly. We had no camp. We never even met the final. So I'm just saying that the best laid plans can be laid waste. But at the end of the day, people want to know that you have prepared to engineer the outcomes you would like to see. That's how life works.
Let me tell you, last thing. Let me tell you one of the things that I see that's happening. We have different camps in Jamaica. It's like we have the different tribes. Your camp over there, your camp over here. We're all one Jamaica, but we're competing against each other. And then you have the JOA, and then you have the J3A, and everybody's doing their own thing.
Can I sum it up for you?
And everybody's doing their own thing. And then, so the athletes, they're feeling that. They understand what's happening, and they can sense the riff of whatever is happening. And then you can't go to the Olympic Games or the World Championship and not able to come together as one when you have a training camp over here, so fight against the other camp over there. So
Mrs. Cuthbert, I'm saying to you that you are perfectly right, and I wanted you to give me the chance to say this. What you've described is the almighty battle of self-interest.
Yes.
And that is what is putting us down.
Pulling us down. The crab in a barrel mentality has to go.
Here you go.
Anyways, we as the people them say them people are be hypocritical, because when Daniel Thomas that situation come up, them did a fight it. We have 6 more minutes to listen, but we have 2 people joining the panel. What wanna deal with? before we
Coach,
get
how go on there?
me there, you know.
I mean, I call out KC Graham with him hypocrisy, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
there, I'm there, I'm there.
Juliet, I see him think Juliet did I say the that
Juliet,
on a fire upon something the other day.
Juliet was a little bit more reserved in her criticism of Daniel Thomas. At first, she was saying that she understood her situation, but KC Graham and Coach Carr were them kind of strident and a beater. And then after that, now we hear Glenn Mills come out and say 15 coaches, PSC did have a 15 coach, and the man them only carry 9. So I say I want to hear them respond to that, but now them are going like them all critical of the JOA and the J3s now.
Yeah. But
So
at
I say,
JOA the problem, you know. All right, me not really say both of them are a problem. You know why? Because if whoever J3 submit to JOA, them get the accreditation because them responsible for anything Olympics.
Yeah.
So World Championship J3 is not go through them, then go
Yeah,
do it themselves.
Yeah, because that's the IWF event. Yeah.
Right. See, so the fact is that it's just a war going on because me I wonder if people are leave space for whoever they want carry them.
A friend thing, man. You know, the man them say a friend thing, man.
Yeah.
That's a friend thing
I'm
man.
pioneer, me can tell you, you know. You did it on the other podcast where we talk about where Dr. Paul Wright did it on.
Yeah, man.
If you talk, you know, you ain't a problem, you know. You just know say no more trips for you know. A serious maths, you know. Some coaches out there know what going on and them not talking. Because they
get that feeling as a brother.
Huh?
I get that feeling too. I get the feeling say people are use the trips to blackmail people. Or the promise
you can't want to go on trips just because you want to go on trips. So I say you want to wear national color, you go buy 2 Jamaica shirt, man.
Makes sense.
And them thing they make the thing worse because people who in the thing and know what go on not talking.
But think this is it though, coach. But think what has happened now has blown everything out of the water and everything is coming to the surface right now. So
you know, a pioneer. All we are going still, them man are not going away.
Because you know, but then if they're not going away, you see if they're not going away, I think so they will be forced to buckle up and shape up. They have been brought under the microscopes now. Under the microscopes, so eyes are on them now. So if them even not gone away, it can't be the same modus operandi going forward. Yeah, man, things have to change, but so
because when you look upon it in an election and come up and even some of the people we are talking about bonfire upon them, they are going to vote for them same way. And that's the next thing too.
That too. But hold on, don't these people get government funding, Bridget?
Yeah, but then get government funding. Me not think a whole heap of government funding. You see me? I just like all the what when them are go and them get the money that is all who qualify. But Q, if you hear where Q be saying no, it's not a money issue, you know.
Yeah, them have money, them have wash with cash. Basically, that's what he's saying.
Money there, and me feel say that's why these men don't want to leave the position because there's a lot of clout.
Yeah, but fair. So if an organization is awash with cash, coach, how do you send our athletes overseas for compete in a substandard conditions? You send them into an Olympic village that without AC into Paris where when there's a heat wave going on. Virgin, how you do that? How you do that to athletes? If you're an organization that is awash with cash, you should have used this money for try at least provide some amount of comfort for your athletes and when you send out.
That is
at
true.
Least that basic, brother. That the basic, you know. That is basic, brother. I don't know.
See, somebody in the chat has said there's a set of people in the J3 that use world champs and Olympics as their vacation. And the person said, I personally have someone close to me who does it.
Yeah.
So remember, you're going to Paris, in a pioneer.
I said the city of love.
Eh?
The city of love.
Yeah, man. Plus, we're going there, so a whole heap of designer thing there, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're into designers, you know, so you got them place that you go buy some whole heap of
things. Shopping turn up.
Shopping turn up.
So the vacation you gone pan, you gone have dinner at the Eiffel Tower and all kind of things. And
Yeah, all heap of things.
God.
It don't look good because, as we would have said earlier today, every country sort out them AC issue because they knew of what was to be to come in
There you go.
France. They knew the expectation in terms of the heat that will be at France. And Stephen Francis at Jamaica alone, because him coach Barbados athlete, him coach Bahamas athlete. And when him check them out, them ready. Everybody have them AC. This is joke.
Yeah, man, a big joke, man.
This is
Big.
this
Unacceptable.
worse. This is not even
Unacceptable, my brethren. We are below anything where that is befitting of Jamaica's reputation in a track and field. I agree with Kobe Golden. Some of the money have just handing them resignation when them come up.
Bridget, we're the laughing stock of the world right now, you know.
There you go.
The powerhouse in the track and field, the sprint factory.
Dear brethren, it not look good. And I'm gonna say this now. Watch this. Them money are basically, and this we have. We don't want to move into another football situation. Them money are there right now. And we can go back to the Alana Reid situation where everybody heard what happened to her. She made a report to the powers that be. Nobody took action. We can't allow them money for be the administration for the crap and young athletes. We want some fresh faces. We want some people. And the man mentioned several young or recently retired athletes. Or even if not recent, man like Gregory Hunt, the man that's still youthful in their mindset and them thinking. See, you want some people who will understand and can empathize with the athletes them when situations come up, Virgin. You want some man who have similar experience to have gone to the Olympic Games and the World Championship. So them can almost put themselves into the position of these athletes based on their past experiences. Seeing for get the best service to these athletes. We have a nice crop of young athletes that come up, brother. We need administrators who can help them to come along. Yeah, brother.
Them like people like Shelly and Elaine and Sherika and Bolt to have experience and they would have been there and done that. So they know to maneuver themselves through them things. Some of them athletes don't know them grounds.
More than half of them were first time Olympians, Bridget. So what we need now, and then as I said, these former athletes would have had the experience. Them know what to expect. Them can tell them what to expect. Them can help them to conduct themselves. Them can help them to manage themselves in these environments. See, man, say, them all man with the whole thing. If I want you, I say it in a coach, and I've said it here now. The old man, them with the whole thinking need to go out now, brother.
Hey,
them 1940 odd mentality, you know. See, I want to say old man now.
About that pioneer.
Somebody called about me when me said that.
Yeah, this old man.
No, it's not an age. It's not nothing to do with age. It's about the thinking. So it's not about the person's age.
Yeah,
it's about the person's
thought process.
Yeah, man, the mindset we are thinking about, man. So if you think, I'm a big man myself, no coach. Me over 15. Saying so, it's not about age. It's about mindset. So I say we need people with modern thinking. Them people are with, and when I say all man, I talk about the man who feel like say they command respect from people. Respect is earned in this 21st century.
Man, a lot of people forget.
No, you can't do that again. It's I say you earn your respect. Yeah, Bridget. You know you can't. So when you look upon an athlete and threaten them and try to blackmail them into silence with future accreditation and future participation, there's no space for that, you know, in our track and field, Bridget. Anybody, as a matter of fact, the man who made that statement, if he did make it, should have resigned. Believe me, that alone, that statement there alone, should lead to him to somebody asking for his resignation. Believe me, Bridget. Saying it's some antiquated thinking in the brother, some 1940s Backramaster kind of vibration. That there's no place for that.
I think move past that. But me see two people jump on, but hold on them. I gotta play the next 6 minutes at the thing and then we can delve more into it. See? But people were asked about the Alana thing is that Alana was at the Olympics. She said she had tried to go catch the bus because she don't want to leave her home. And what happened is that some security or two security probably just assault her, grab her up on them thing then. She was so devastated because they must speak French and she don't understand one word that they must say. You get what I say? And she go report it to the hierarchy, and they probably scoff at it. Seeing, think that it is nothing. Yeah, and a girl all that talk say, yo, she not to know how should I identify them if she see them again, because to her she did freeze in the whole situation. You see me I say? But yeah, I just play them last few minutes at the chat, or just listen, and then we can go deeper in it. So the man will just come on, give you a second.
Yeah, QB, was there any moment in that on that anchor leg where you felt that, let's see, the Tobago's 200-meter speed would conquer Rai Benjamin's 400 meters hurdle strength?
No, I always thought that Rai Benjamin, hurdles are very strong in the last 200 meters of a race. But we basically all got it right in a sense that we knew the three teams. But what I want to call your attention to is that you see how all the other teams are catching up to Jamaica. Look at Great Britain they've had an incredible Olympics. Botswana has a good Olympics. So just like cricket, we better pay attention because everybody's catching up to us. And this is a wake up call. We better pay attention.
Yes,
everybody had a great Olympics. England, geez, and a lot of them have Jamaican heritage.
Yes. A lot of the British athletes have Jamaican roots. Yes. Go ahead, Mike.
And I mean, Gabby has Jamaican roots.
Yeah.
Roots.
QB.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mikey Carrier again.
Yes, sir.
Is there any new development as far as the offer by Adidas that was made on the table? Is it thrown to the back?
No. Yeah, wait. It has even been enhanced, and they have never replied. And let me tell you this, Coach Carr. Another company came with an offer that is similar to the Adidas offer and has been ducked. Nobody's heard about it. Pay attention, Jamaica. Pay attention. Adidas increased the offer within July to the first offer they made, Coach Carr. They've given more infrastructure money. They've given more money to market the J3s. They've given a 15% on royalties. And let me say one thing to you guys, okay? What is the hottest shirt in Paris right now?
Adidas.
It's the Adidas soccer shirt, football shirt. And you know what? The Jamaican Football Federation gets 20% of every sales of that. So the Jamaican Football Federation will get 20% of sales on that shirt, and the J3s will get nothing.
So
think about that.
So the JFF is reaping from the Olympic Games
because people want the Jamaican colors.
Yeah, man.
They
I
want
have
to wear
this
the
jersey
Jamaican
about the
colors.
place with you, man.
And this is what was lost during the Bolt era. That's how the Jamaica got raped during that time period. This is what you call incompetent administrators that don't know what they're doing. People get there. There's people in Jamaica. Think about this, Coach Carr and the panel. Who did the contract for the Football Federation? It was a Jamaican living overseas, a QC, that knows what he's doing. And that's why the Jamaican football team can brag about how much money they're making now and they have. That's what Ricketts said that got him to be reelected, the money he brought to the table.
Yeah. We have been talking all program long about the quality of the administration that runs Jamaica's athletics and the need for change, according to QB Sigobin. He wants the leadership of the JOA and JA3A, since they can't get on with each other and work together for the betterment of the country's track and field. He says, look, since you leaders can't work together, just resign and leave the slate clean for new leaders to come and move this thing forward. On the day that we're having that conversation, news out of Paris is that the man in charge of the IOC, Thomas Bach, he says that he will not seek to remain in charge for a third term. Quote from the 70-year-old German. New times are calling for new leaders. Thomas Bach has been in charge of the IOC since 2013, and he called a meeting of IOC members in the French capital on this Saturday and told them that he will not be staying on for a third term. He says he was asked to remain, but he insists he would not attempt to extend his mandate by changing the Olympic charter that limits the president to a maximum of 12 years in that role. He said, quote, I know with this decision I'm disappointing many of you, but it is in the best interests of our beloved Olympic movement for new blood to take the baton and run with it. His successor will be elected in 2025. the jostling to succeed back, the report says, will now begin with some well-informed IOC watchers tipping Zimbabwean former swimmer Kirsty Coventry for the role. The report I just read to you was prepared and filed by the Associated Foreign Press, the AFP. QB, last words I'm taking from the panel now. I'll start with you. On the day that Thomas Bach says he will not continue, he's making way for new leadership at the level of the IOC. You think that there is a thing or two our administrators can learn from Thomas Bach, eh?
True leadership. And there's accountability across the board to World Athletics, IOC, even down to Jamaica. But that's true leadership. And I think we should, in Jamaica, we should ask that we get that kind of leadership, and we should get the quality of sports business administrators that we have available to us. And we can put together a much better, we have the funding, we can run the J3As and even the JOA like a business, which it is. It's a business. It's not a friendship thing anymore. One more thing I want to say. There's a lot of people or officials walking around with family and friends with the credentials, and the athletes been asking for coaches passes and all that stuff. We need an investigation. We need transparency. We need accountability to what has gone on at this Olympics. There's so much more to discuss, but I'll leave you with that. This has been going on for years, but this is ridiculous this time around.
On a year that people that is telling, athletes, coaches need accreditation, and friends and families of other people are seen with accreditation. Joking. STGC, go on ahead.
Can't be true. Sorry, I don't believe that. First of all, the IOC give out their accreditation, and what I think is the problem is that Jamaica is not respected enough. So when we talk about back is good and showing leadership, is total bullshit. It's the same old European club running the thing. But my problem with it is, if you're talking about professional business and marketing, Jamaica is a brand name side there, because track and field is a brand name sport. Look at the disrespect to Shelley and Fraser. If Bach was doing a good job, we would have drape up the people a long time. Even though the French organizing committee would have pushed him efforts down through there and find out what happened. Jamaica was disrespected in this thing. We were not treated well overall. And that's not to take away from our own feeling. We're, as you said, Barbados, everybody have air conditioning. Everybody know it hot. I'm sure MVP had for them thing. Right, because they're on the circuit. But the problem for me,
well, on STGC, when they came there and saw what happened, himself got try getting some AC for
he must have had it line up, man, because them come to Europe every year. So racers people and MVP people come, them experience. So let me step one step back. What did you all this talk about en masse resignation? That may happen. So if we want a solution, we have to think more practically, which is, if you really want to get out these people and you think they're the worst, normal fans need to go register and become members of the J3 so they have a vote. So, but leave that aside for the moment. My issue is the J3 as it is now, say it's not practical to get them out in any quick period of time. They need to do two things quickly. They need to choose the best contract with the most money, with the most infrastructure stuff, so they can emulate what the USA used to do. What the USA is doing. We used to pick our side like England, top two and discretionary. That had a problem, so we go full strict liability like America. Top three, and only relay can come from top six, and blah, blah, blah. And now America flex it up and pull relay man from every which way, then bend their rules to try to maximize medals. We used to do that when we were smaller, and now we get a bit inflexible. So what I think we need to do, get the money, emulate, you go around to the camp, racers, MVP, elite, ask them what them need. They have the extra money, go find the physiotherapist and the technical thing, because the two shortfalls we have in them is injury management and recovery optimization. Right? You don't forget, says, what's your name? Sidney McLaughlin injured last year, and look on her now. This year she come broke world record. Right? Whereas, at least once them injured, we start scratch where if they will ever come back at all. Right? It can be rebuilt. You can make the bionic woman and the bionic man, but it take money and investment and organization for it. That's what we're not doing, right? The other thing we're not doing.
But money is there according to
No,
to QB.
big money, man. Come on, man. Coach, you and I know better. We're not talking small, more big enough money so they can enforce government. We need all of them. You know that Australian machine. We need 5 or 6 of that. Super investment. We are a big leagues now, right? We want force government to go talk to China, build a couple stadium, right? Bambas get free stadium and big Jamaica get a little cricket thing that we have pay soft loan. Come on, man. We need to go to the next level with this stuff. We are the brand name track and field. Yeah, man.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah, man.
You just mentioned back up, but up but then what about, so what we still haven't heard anything from our JOA or J3, so
no, I'm not. First of all,
you are putting all the way up to them to back, but one to our people.
That's not what I said.
But he did not say. He said Bach didn't do anything about it.
But we're not doing about it either.
No, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. I was questioning what them say. Oh, Bach is a true leader and showing true leadership. No, Bach and the one before him, Roger, was even worse. With him disrespect Bolt when they try push swimming above track and field.
Man, I remember that.
There's a whole politics going on. So me not trust none of them.
But what you wanna know? You wanna SDG? We sell for disrespect when our own leaders are disrespect our athletes. If our own leaders are disrespect our athletes, what we expect from the people above them?
Them no know. Them don't know. They will eventually find out. Them never know when it was happening. My point is it's 2 separate issues. We shouldn't be disrespecting ourselves, but them shouldn't be disrespecting.
Yeah, man, we think it started. We think it started our administrators defending our athletes first.
I'm not here trying to just bash our administration. We all know the fault from long time, and we all know there's a time when MVP, for example, at a showdown in Berlin, and them get the best medal all after the showdown, and J3 back off for a while. So we know all of that. But in this case, it's not just J3, it's them fighting with JOA, because JOA have new leadership and them are try,
yeah, man, the 2 of them
sell themselves, right? Yeah, but look how much, as bad as J3 is, at World Championship, we don't have the same disaster like we have at this Olympics. It's a clutch. And so it's many things going wrong. We just sort out the different things going wrong. But the first thing we want to do is how can we work with the present leadership? While if you want to get them out, that's a long-term plan. So we have to deal with the devils we have. How can we pressure them to take the biggest money with the most of investment and apply it? Right? I don't care if them taking 10% fish head, as long as the 90% using properly. All right? So let's but they can't be taking 90% and don't want to spend 10%.
SDGC, if they're having issues with the little that they have, would you believe that they're going to have bigger issues with the bigger?
No, we know that. I'm not even going there. What I'm saying is that we're better off with this discussion, strategizing how we can get the change that we want to see. Because we all have a good idea of the change we want to see. We want to see investment in the athlete. We want to see the way pay for them, that they don't have to be worrying about these weird things. Then they focus on doing the best they can on the track or on the field, right? And to do that, we can't. Complain is one thing, and I have no problem with people complaining. You have to get it off your chest. But really, we can also take this opportunity to strategize in practical terms how we can get the change that we really want. Because right now, little 6 medal, although it's an average, and I'm not ungrateful because I'm not a new bandwagonist, I know that 30 years ago, if we get 6 medal, we have jump up and down for joy, right? But we actually have moved beyond that, and we want to continue that old momentum where we get minimum 10 medals. Mayor QB, who I love QB, but QB I talk foolishness about England a wonderful champion. A 10 medal then get, which is less than the haul that we don't feel good unless we get 12 medal or above now. So even
but how much would England normally get? And what
them up and down, man. Then get high jump in a 2012, then clean up. They beat me. Farah get double high jump, rather the this and that, right? So what happened? Also, if you look at their medal, is most the relay medals them get, and the relay medals they get is part of it is luck. America drop back and they wouldn't get the bronze. You understand? If Rashid that never lick out the bat out what's your name hand, Anjanette hand. Me think we are get that a bronze. right? Even without our big star there. And they had all their big star, everything lined up for England. They never have the catastrophe here. No team never have the catastrophe with Jamaica have it. Right? And it just can't happen. You look at River Bat and Jamaica can come back again. I think next year at World Championship, all things being equal, we're going shock at how well we do compared to this Olympics.
Yeah, and but here I know STGC. We don't want next year we go to the World Championships, and then because we do well, our athletes do well, we use that. We'll go back to put the band-aid and the issues.
1,000%. That's why I said we should strategize how we can get the change we want here.
Personally, STGC, I think we need changes. And we need a change in our mindset, Reggie. All right, even when you speak about even the contracting we are talking about, it is a old loyalist mindset. We're gonna make you hold on to a sponsor where you offer you less money when there's somebody there we want to take you into the future with money and infrastructure and everything. So we need a change.
To admit defeat. Yeah. Of course we need a change.
We need a change, Reggie. We need a change. And one thing with me, coach. One thing with me, no coach. I believe in I believe in a cause, Sometimes I believe in a strong arming for change, for get changes in the budget.
All right, but even that is a way forward. I may not agree with you, but my problem is that you keep reiterating what we all agree on. We can say it 1,000 times. We all know we have to have changes. We need to change it. We see the problems out there. Look, how can we, a power like we, have one Degedege stadium? I mean, come on now, right? And a whole rotted stadium at that. Still, that is the one.
62 years.
That is one, and it's a gift. We never build it. Right? Number one. Number two, the machine was safe kitchen. 3 months worth of training on that little machine. And you see what happened, right?
Yeah.
So how much kitchen out there in Jamaica?
Many more.
Why we don't have
we want one for alien? We want one for alien.
No, we want about 4 or 5 in the performance center that the athletes can book time for and maximize it. Right?
That is true. That sounds like a good. STGC, you talk some good thing, because you see,
Adidas money that.
With what Bolt did, a performance center should have been established and set up,
We have one, but they don't have the latest.
No, that's not a performance center, man.
Exactly.
And that is big something. Remember, track and field. We say track and field do better than every other sport in Jamaica.
Let's talk solution. Every year, who come at champs or Carifta or something and a beg vote. Lord Core. So when Lord Core come for beg him vote and him come at champs and say, Lord Core, we need 3 Australian machines, Only can't help with. I'm just trying to say, find a solution. Even if it's beg, borrow, or steal, we can get stuff done. I just see us sit back and just accept everything. Right? My point is, how can we go there and we put definite goals out there? We need a machine, right? We need physiotherapists. Who can pay for a physiotherapist that can float between elite, MVP, racers? Where we can't remember all the name of the club. That's what them do it in America, and then fly these people around and make sure. Oh, you think American are injured like me?
Them have the facilities
and
the medical people.
Yeah, and the stuff. And worse, Jamaica need it more. You know why? I think we train harder.
Yeah, we train harder than them.
We train harder than them.
Yeah, man.
And if it wasn't for ingenuity, years ago in my friend, oh boy, we don't need more track. You see, you go to the first world country and have a bag of track for the train. And friend, I say, oh, you don't train background work on tracking. So what do you mean? No,
you do it on grass, man.
Yeah, but in America and Europe, they must still do it. They don't know all them things there. You understand me? I'm not saying
because that is what they have doing. So they're going to utilize.
No,
what they
have the dirt. Them have the dirt. They just know. Them don't know. Say you're not supposed to be doing, because if you give a man a track and you don't know better, you're gonna take the track better. I thought so too until friend educated me. Right, so there's a way and a time and stuff, But I'm just frustrated because now it's not about outlining the problem. We know the problem. We just have to figure out what is the strategy.
SGCC, we have a thing in a Jamaica where we say you train upon the grass or the dirt, as you call it, because it's more better in terms on your legs and wear and tear
and the muscles
and the muscles. So when you do when you do like you're sharpening up and you get into the competitive phase, you go on
from the track. Yeah, man. And you do stands as well too.
Right.
Yeah, because
So,
what it does
the
is
problem
the
is
auxiliary
that
muscles. Yeah.
the problem is that we do that, but yet still we get a lot of injuries.
We're pushing harder, man. That's
We
why
know we're pushing harder, yes.
That's why we run. We are find some man. Because another thing that they said, it's champs and the primary school coaches, that's what they're feeding off. That's not really true. Yes, that is maybe the main trend, but our biggest stars were not champ stars. I mean, Asafa Powell is not really champs like Asafa Powell. It's not really. Kishian apparently run a champ, nobody even hear about it. You understand me? Is our biggest stars, Elaine, even Shellyan, were not champ stars. They come out of nowhere. They were written off. So it's extreme coaching, I think, bring these people, right? Even established stars, Tia and Tina. Everybody would have jumped for Tina over Tia. Everybody know that, right?
No, I know everybody. I know everybody.
No, yet when I put the quotation mark, man.
Tia was the better one in class 4.
Yep,
and Tina turned the tables in our class 3.
Exactly. I put the
quotation
a long time
marks. I follow them, you know.
No,
so
you know that coach. I should have put the quotation marks. All right, everybody know, right? So there was a talk that Frana really wanted Tia, and to take them as a package deal. Remember the argument that too, right? So the problem is that people not seeing that the top coaches have an eye, you know, and them seeing the secretariat as soon as that is what we're good for, right?
But in the event still, you know, champ still plays an important role.
It's
hold on, SGC, hold on. That important role might not be those athletes coming to the fore or the front or finishing that race first. These primary champs are important as well, because when you look on it, you know, a lot of these coaches would have placed the athletes in the said event that they are doing right now up until they are senior athletes, you know.
They agree.
So they would have actually placed them in that event, and you'd have seen the talent. They would have honored the talent in that particular event.
It's more nuanced, and yes, there's a reason why Jamaica can push above its weight, because Jamaica's recruiting system cannot be matched by any other country. When you have KC man and Calabar man a fight over 5-year-old athlete and a scratch and dent sale, you know the joke about scratch and dent sale, right? They go a country and promise a scratch and dent fridge, right? And then they take the athlete and carry them and somebody adopt them from KC old boy or Calabar old boy and even Harton. I know you still live.
Not only the athletes they adapt, you know. Some will say they'll adapt a school when they have a few athletes, and after the athletes them leave the school, you know, you're zim from them again.
Yeah. But I mean, it is that competitive. So that's what we unearth. But still, some fall through the cracks, and yet still, I see Frano. Like Frano saying about 8 female athletes, right? I can name 4. The young one, the twins, slowly. And who's the other one again? Serena Cole. So tell me who's the other 4, because I want to tell you, at least one out of that other 4 women I know will turn out to be a star, based on the statistics which I know, right? So this is what I want to know: who Bills have that we don't hear about yet? You know what I mean? So what is needed is to support these clubs so that they can continue to do their magic.
So that is pretty much the mandate then of the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association.
Yeah.
Are they doing that?
No. How can we force them? How can we encourage them?
No, this is where the conversation should turn now.
Yes.
Accountability is the most important thing that needs to be done.
How are we going to hold them accountable?
That's the thing, though. That's a big discussion.
No, there's a big discussion. It's an ideas thing. We need to brainstorm the ideas.
Yeah, because we been here and talking. I can tell you, them are gonna win again when election come in November. Because some of the people them were not on these platforms, not talking. They want to vote them in.
I remember Grace Jackson
So
and
it's not going to
Stokes.
change.
You remember when Grace Jackson and Stokes ran a brilliant campaign? Everybody think they was going to win. They never win at all. So if you want to, quote unquote, coup them, which is a longer term proposition, fans have to join. Join the association, get a vote. And then maybe the overwhelming numbers of new people coming in can change something. But we can't stay here for what is essentially a private organization and dictate to them. We can only encourage them. So we have to find a way to encourage them to do the right thing.
But
right?
at the same time, these forums or these mediums also put pressure on them to pull their socks up.
Or them
Because if all right, so for example, mainstream media might not be talking about it in length like we are doing now. Seeing? So what these things will do, it will permeate the whole social media landscape, and a lot of people will now see what is happening with these folks. And because they are going to see that the pressure is on, it is going to force them.
Not going to force them, might encourage them, but not
or
force them.
encourage them to do better. So we can't say, yo, this conversation probably just talk and we need solution. Yes,
No,
we
man,
need solution.
Coach,
these
social media
conversations
is
are
one of the most powerful tools in the earth right now.
social media.
Yeah,
So
I'm not saying
people will pick this up from here, take it to mainstream media. A lot of time we start conversations in social media, but a day or two you hear it in mainstream media.
Exactly.
And by a couple of days you hear it in the newscast or in a sportscast. So
yeah, but I see enough political spin. They can do spin and PR stuff. What I'd like is maybe more if you can get this may be a tall order, but even on your podcast, if you get Mr. Gale on, put his point across, and then at the same time we said, look, what about these Australian machines? Specific points like that again. What America is doing this and them doing better than us, what we doing to counter them. Even make it, or you call it moral suasion.
Yeah, but the thing too, you know, these people are very elusive when it comes on to coming on these platforms because they feel that people are going to be bashing them. See? But the fact of the matter is that we want to help.
Yes, that's the point.
And when we have, listen, the type of people that are on these platforms as pioneers, it causes a lot of persons to realize that there are so much ideas that can come through these forums. So we can't take the social media lightly.
No, I'm not saying you take it lightly. I'm saying use it creatively because what you just play a while ago, the audio play a while ago. You think that we move the G3? It will probably just harden them. That's not the environment and coming on your social media. But if you invite them to come on, give their side, give their explanation, and then without a hostile environment, push forward our best ideas. You do a podcast, get up some idea, and you bring on a Gale, and you say, Mr. Gale, I hear what you're saying, but what about this? What about that? Do you think this will help us to overcome the American thing? Because right now, I mean, it's not that America is the enemy, but with us against America, the world watch it. So it's part of the joy for the world. You understand me? It's like Liverpool versus Manchester United. You understand me? You have other teams in the Premier League, but man, very interested in that particular battle, or Man City versus Liverpool now, whatever it may be the case, right? So that's who we represent, right? Us and America. So if we can encourage him to say, how can we get a one-upmanship in America? How can we catch up with what they are doing better than us for the period of time, while even coming up with new innovation to jump a step ahead of them? Because the onus is on us. Them have 300 million, we have 3 million. You understand me? We can't sit back. That is a formidable enemy, I'm put enemy in brackets because they're actually more like a frenemy. Because without America, the sport wouldn't have the same luster either. You understand me? So the world, we are the underdog that the world like to root for. So that's what made the thing nice. But we have to keep in the game. We're not going to continue if we get 4 medal and 3 medal. We'll become irrelevant again.
Yeah, but the way to fix that STGC is to fix our house.
Yes,
see, we can't be looking over Americans. Yeah, but the way to fix our house is by either we get these people to do the right thing or remove them from office and get somebody who do the job.
Cannot remove a private organization.
I understand, but there is also, as coach has said, there is a voting process.
Exactly.
And if Listen, pressure can be brought to bear, brethren. I don't believe in a sense like a soft-core diplomacy, brethren, because it
Look,
doesn't work.
I'm not talking about
History has
just
shown
that.
us in Jamaica that when you talk to these people nicely, seeing them feel like, say, it's a little powder puff thing.
Why you don't do both?
Huh?
Why you don't do both? Talk nicely while doing like a soft cool behind the back.
I think for me, we have gone beyond the point of diplomacy. With what
So
obtained in France, I think so we've gone beyond
So are
diplomacy.
you going to go and arrange for people, average fans in Jamaica, to register with the JOA so they can get a vote? Otherwise, it's just their talk.
If that is what it takes, then by all means, yeah, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
And it's easy to register now. I think about $1,000 a year.
Then we do that. Then we use forums like this, coach, for encourage.
No,
How much are we the fire? How much are we the fire right now? 500 are we the fund? 550 are we?
No, not talking.
And I'm sure that a lot of us are, and even though a lot of people who are here probably overseas, but we are desirous of change, brethren. So whatever it takes to change.
You with violent agreements to stop going there. We all agree. We see what needs to be done. But
yes, man. So
it's only about how we're going to do it. If you may be right, I'm not saying you're right or you're wrong, that the soft approach is not going to work with them. I would rather use both, actually. But I agree, the hard approach and the long, but it may be more medium to longer term, is to register people and vote them up. I'm telling you, I don't know if you remember when Dudley Stokes and Grace Jackson was running. I could believe them could lose. Brilliant campaigners. In a matter, can't even have the vote. And they made it seem like
the same thing obtained in the JFF to when people like Stuart Stevens that try get elected had a plan, had 1,000 corporate people behind him. And I will see what obtained with that. You see how our football have been plunged into wherever it has been plunged into. That's why I say sometimes we have to do what needs to be done. In this case of the JFF, we never have the kind of opportunity we're not suggesting where we can, with a regular member, John public can go register.
Remember, success failure is enough, and success have many fathers. But one thing I want to remind you of, and I think coach as well too. We had this discussion about 4 months ago about the contract, and maybe them waiting until after the Olympics, the contract value will raise.
It has been raised.
No. They thought that our performance in the Olympics was a bargaining chip. You remember the argument?
Yes.
And now it dropped down. So sometimes you have to strike when the iron is hot. But the thing is, we have one key thing. I don't know who's the other shoe factory we might talk about that come into the picture. But you remember who is the president of Adidas now? It's Mr. Ex-President of Puma.
So you would have been off to all the happenings.
Yes, man, that's the right man for argue with.
And him know the value of the Jamaican athletic program.
Yes. That's why the mayor said they met that pitch there because they know the value.
No, not just that. Because Adidas has problems too. Because you remember, it was Adidas versus Nike, and Puma was a nothing. And Puma used Jamaica to come up. Not as quite as big as them, but come up substantially. You understand me? To the point where Adidas now drop down and say, boy, we need a man for help to build. Why not use the man to build a Puma? If you see that kind of thinking, think of it that broad way. You understand me? Adidas want Jamaica because, let me not tell a lie. You see, as badly as we do, no athletic gear at this Olympics is more eye-popping than Jamaica.
And as somebody said the jersey, the reggae boys jersey, I wanted the hottest commodity.
Yeah, but that is for the fans. But on the track and on the field, outshine Jamaica. That's why it even hurt me more that Jamaica never performed well. Because you couldn't help but see the Jamaica gears dry eye to it. It pop. Other Puma gears, none of them that pop like me. It pop. When the Jamaica walk on track, them look powerful. You understand me? And who that? If you don't know any other countries, you're going to say, I would that in the gold gears. You understand me? So now to flop with that kind of thing is bad. But no, going forward, Adidas looking at that they would love to take over that contract. And you know Adidas is going to have some wicked gears if them take Jamaica. Because you remember, Mr. Adidas is ex-Mr. Puma. I know all them tricks then. He's a turnaround artist. Right? And if you hear what Quilby say, then beef it up with infrastructure money. That was music to my ears, So how we now can get the man them to deal with Adidas and get the infrastructure money? Because as I said before, I'm not unrealistic. Jamaica is a fish head country. You can take a little 10% and what have you, but where's the 90% going?
FTGC. For sure, so if this thing gets a loud enough voice on social media and in mainstream media,
Now do a damn thing.
you think so?
They cannot move.
Come on, man. No, but hold on. What you mean? All right. So people won't move. So listen, people respond to things we are going around them. Negative comments. Listen what I said to Bridget. Saying negative comments. When people are hearing negative comments, especially in light of a failure, when failure is coupled with negative comments,
you think the first time JAAA are going through this? You remember 2000? No, man. What you have to do is with the negative.
Hold on, STGC, make him and them get a talk, man.
So no, it's not that I don't want the man get a talk. You know what I'm trying to say is that you let us be frank with each other. You can't move a private organization.
I know that.
But if you use the social media, as you say, hold on now, while at the same time you're registering people and them see the threat, then you have an argument. But you have to present a trend.
No, but SGC, I beg to differ now. Even though your point is solid, I beg to differ slightly, because on this very channel, we used to say a lot of things. We have robust discussion where football is concerned and changes. And we have seen some of the same thing that when we speak about on these platforms implemented in the JFF.
Definitely.
So this is a voice right here.
Yes, man.
And it's a huge, loud voice too.
So they change things in the program, but did they change the personnel?
The personnel are changed.
That's why I did say force them. If them now go change it, force them to be better.
To do better. That's the thing. I say is that one or two things. Is that who is there? I go shape up, or them I go ship out. And then I say to you,
they're not shipping out. Unless you force them out. You have to dig them out. Look, Mike Fennell, I had no problem with Mike Fennell. About 50 years Mike Fennell did. Couldn't dig him out. You understand? People be real. We want what we want. And what we want is gold medal. We are like Goldfinger, right? We want the medal then. So how we can work it? You have to work it two ways. I agree with under the social media pressure and the thing. Plus you might even attack certain people's conscience. So if them don't leave, them conscience might spur them to try to do better. But at the same time, you have to carry the threat of new membership, because this thing can't carry on. Suppose you get an Idi Amin in another damn place, right? You can't move me, and everybody I vote for me come on the vote. So if you expand the vote and you put a solid threat as well, then you get the two-prong attack. You understand me? The moral suasion, the social media, and the threat of do better, or you're going to eventually be out.
I agree with you on that part, STGC.
We're all in agreement.
If you say that was an avenue available for the JFF in terms of registering people to vote, having the ability to register, they would be out of office a long time ago. You understand me? I say, so the fact that exists for the JAAA, them know so them have to shuffle up, because people, we're not going to sit down and accept failure, not in our track and field.
No, sir.
See, in cricket, you pointed out, well, a QB that about cricket take a nosedive how long ago? Our football is in limbo right now. Track and field is the only place that we would get a little bit of joy. And see,
now go sit back and make that.
But now I allow a track and field for good on sir.
It's who is it? Is you Pioneer who come out and say the Guardian newspaper take a set from me as well?
No, man, it's QB.
Interview with
do not take that lightly.
Man.
We've seen this cricket,
We will not sit aside and be the butt of them joke, Virgin. We're not going to accept that.
It's not just about them attack you relentlessly. I tell you, it's so this cricket get taken down. So
we're not going to accept that.
Put them out, Poundby, because they would love to see Jamaica go down, because Jamaica medals give them a chance for medal. You hear with a UK commentary, me get it. Oh, Jamaica is not in this, so that gives us a better chance, right? Oh, Jamaica is not the power they used to be again.
Exactly.
You see the 4x4 for women. They had us written off, I tell you, Brands was going to get
Yeah, but you see the thing now in STGC, we are not that far away now. We still have the quality athletes, but what is needed now is just the people at the top to do the right thing. See, All right. So we have the club infrastructure in place. Racers is still there, MVP is still there, and
new
to
one.
the credit, me hear somebody I heard somebody say today, so we have to big up the Arkansas track program. We almost owe them a debt of gratitude.
Yes.
Saying they have been so even the people who are going overseas, so colleges, seeing and to the credit of some of these colleges, we back in the day we used to complain so our athletes would get burnt out in some of these colleges. That has changed. I think the coaches in the system now them have a greater understanding and appreciation of how to treat with our athletes.
Yeah, look at
Saying,
Shaniki Osborne. If she get little support.
There you go. So all of the infrastructure, local and overseas, are in place to still keep us having the success. From the champ system to the athletes coming out of champs, matriculating whether to college or to our local clubs. That system is still in place. The shortcoming and the shortfall is now with the people, the leadership at the top. So giving support to the athletes and the coaches. That's how we need them to do.
Can I add my 2 cents?
Sure.
So what I am concerned about is that Jamaicans, not the majority, but a few persons, they will run with a particular story for X amount of time. If something else comes up, they forget it or push it to the side, or the noise just dies down. So we're talking about this right now. It's the they call it the rage right now. People are saying that this things happen X and Y, but couple days or weeks from now, people just stop talking about it, and the problem continues to happen. So the little voice that we have now are talking, but it's not adding up. So once a new drama or a new ray comes up, this loses the flair, and the problem stays the same. The same old dogs continue to eat their food, and it annoys me that we, as a culture and a people, that we continue to just let things pass by, the inefficiencies and the bias and the corruption just go under the carpet because them forget about it. I don't know, stop talk about it, or it's not priority anymore because something else new come up, something else ray. And that's become the norm, in my opinion, over the past couple of years. Like we talk about it X for a couple of months or two, and then or even less, and then we just forget about it.
One I hear you saying one idea that popped to me is JAAA would do well to have an advisory council with one member from each of the prominent clubs and maybe 3 or 4 prominent ex-athletes like a Gregory Horton. Why? Because these people have the exposure to the professionalism at the senior level. And what's lacking sometimes, even with best intention, because I don't think JAAA is the worst thing in the world. Don't get me wrong. We know what the problems are and stuff. Sometimes they make these screw ups just because they don't really know. They don't know what it takes. Like, for example, I see a lot of people say, what's her name? Nikisha Price. Ooh, she's going to kill them next year. But you, all of us here are seasoned trackman. Say more than likely it's going to be a down year for her next year because it's our first year untethered from our university. First year as a professional, you go through a learning curve. What Gregory Horton said in one of his videos, that if you had a council like that that can give advice to athletes for when they're going, and America is doing this, by the way, to smooth the transition, tell them what to expect on the circuit next year. I remember Juliet Campbell once told me that she mash up NCA, right? And she go on the circuit the first time, the first big race she go into, right? Go there, boom, run dead last. And Gerald Miles come to her and say, welcome to the big leagues. This guy. That's how it is. So what I'm saying, this council can guide the JAAA for certain decisions for the big meets and stuff, and for some developmental ideas. And they also can help with transition for athletes going pro. Because look at Alana Reid. I don't know how well she's transitioning. And the reason why we're afraid for her to go abroad is that will she have the course, the environment? Yes,
and the support system.
You have to powder them.
Support system what she needs.
All of us, because to figure about, at least when we're done with high school or done with university and going to the working world, you need who help you with the transition. You understand me? Because everything's uncertain. right? You were the big dog on campus, and now you go, and you have to start from bottom when you go up on the circuit. You understand? Or you get a lane. How it's all of these things. We have to come more holistically, and we also need a siege mentality in Jamaica. Like, boy, the whole world coming for eat with food, come together so we can maximize the pie, so all of we can eat better. I don't know how better to say, but that's what we need to communicate to the JAAA as well too, right? It's not just about sitting back for the big championship, because they make their money also on the circuit, because on the circuit help you to burnish your reputation to get a better shoe contract. You understand me? So you get a lane. In the old days, say if Merlin never bad up the meat director, all of them, Juliet and all them people might not have gotten a lane. Right? You have 8 lanes out there. One is a local, one is another national, another European, 3 American, 4 American. How much lane left over? You understand me?
Well, STGC, what is your plan of action?
I agree. I don't necessarily have
help?
a plan. I was helping to brainstorm, just like you said. And I agree with Pioneer and what you said. We have to start the pressure from the social media, as you say. It would be nice if you could bring on Gail, just a one-on-one. No, bring on no extra.
No, man. When I have guests on the show, I'm alone interview.
One-on-one. Yeah, exactly. You alone interview, and you kind of come. You do a pre-show before, when you have we as regular people throw ideas at you, which you distill. You understand me? So when you're doing the interview, you put it across. And then man like Pioneer, I'm not in Jamaica. Man like Pioneer, if you can get people to register for JAAA and say, boy, if the idea would be, or the marketing slogan, if you are offended by what happened in Paris and don't want to see Jamaica sink so low, let us register for the JAAA and see what we can do there. If it's 1,000,
you wouldn't even understand how brilliant that idea is, because I had no idea about the registration.
Yeah, man. That's
how about the ease of registration for the JAAA. So,
well, I don't know easy it anymore, but I know all you had to do was join.
But coach means he just spoke of it, and coach is a man who.
I know. I was just saying. So I think this is what I'm saying. This is the brainstorming thing. You notice we wasted a lot of time on defining the problem, which we all agree on. It's really the way forward is the problem. How to, because we're all embarrassed. Let's face it. What happened in Paris don't make any of us feel good. You understand me? This is not us. We passed this stage. You understand me? Other countries would be 6 medals and then I go answer. Yes, because we set a new standard. You understand me? Not everybody is gold. We don't start the Olympics with 3 gold medals put down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, SPGC. But what you have to understand, that them thing are the vibe in art. And I said this at the beginning when we were doing our prediction. It's the vibe that transmit art. I remember specifically when in 2008 when Bolt was burning the place and them interview Melian before the race, and she said she feel like it. She feel like when good vibe in the camp, brother, it transmits.
Good vibes in the camp. You know what's important? I thought this is going to Pioneer. All Olympics usually start with 100 meters.
Yeah.
Boom, 2 gold right there. So.
Yeah, but even if it's not gold, that's what we say, good performances. Because we're not going gold all the time. No, we have been spoiled into gold medals. But we know if it's even not a gold, but we are talking about good performance and good vibe. It could. All right, put it this way. What if a Tia Clayton had, run a fast time and just miss out just miss out on the brands, or even get the brands? That kind of vibe would transmit a thing. And if the people who are supposed to be supporting the athletes are there offering the right kind of support to the athletes, but the people them feel like this is a Team Jamaica thing, that transmits through the whole camp, Virgin. It transmits especially in a team of young athletes.
Yeah,
this is how you build morale. This is how you build morale.
You know
what? Virgin, you build morale in the camp.
Hold on, the STC. Hold on. We have a call on live. Caller, welcome to the show. Sorry. And Cranky, welcome as well.
Hey, Cranky.
I agree with all of what you guys are saying. What I have to say though, one, Jamaicans are not thinkers.
Oh, this is JOA, man.
I don't know what that means. We are not thinkers. We are reactors. I will get very emotional with this guy, David. emotions. All of our going is not a big deal. As in, it happens over and over for the longest while. I don't know if we'll pick it up, you know, but
Hold on, caller. Can I make a point before you move on? We mentioned that this thing has been happening, but why it didn't get any traction and wasn't in the ear like this? It was because the results were kind of band-aiding the things that are happening. So now this 2024 came around. We are at the Olympic Games and we did not perform. It now highlight what happened because even Daniel Thomas dad, Lamar Distin went and say some things. So it thing come to the fore right now, say, yo, these Dalios, Duppy Show, Anki Panky thing happen. So it happened a long time, but it was not highlighted because the fact is that these things were covered by the performance of the athletes. Hence the reason these are coming out now. So the band-aid removed now. Poor performance, take off the band-aid, and you see the sore foot or whatever, and the festering and all of these things.
The Iswatana not only permanent through trees, permanent through everything in Jamaica. I don't know if I read into something with Cubic, sir, that he was taking a dig at Juliet and our people them. Realize when he came on, he said St. Elizabeth and have like water, no food for how long? I interpret that as a dig at them. That set up people on the pad, and I realized somebody went quiet after that for the most part. Him come back around and said, Jamaica have money, Jamaica no short of money. Don't Julie? There's money there.
Except for tracking.
But there's a money's there, the government have money. The government took 300% for them salary. Money's there. It's just a system. There's a system out there, and the people in Jamaica have to change how they think.
Yeah, the weather didn't have
what
to
is
change
happening in
it
What is happening in trade trees is no different than what happens generally in society. Politics and everything else out there. The same set of people are on the same boards. They're all esteemed business people who do well in business, but none of these government boards or committees do well. It's just profiling. It's power. The people of Jamaica have to change how they think. I will start changing every single thing out there.
Sorry, guys.
It's a mindset.
We're winning tons of medals all along. Track and field was quite distinct from other things. And track and field fall down. I would rather keep it than track and field.
No, Gossa. No, Gossa. This is not it. This issue came up many, many years ago when Cathy Ratchell bust out what used to go on back in her days. And it's the same exact thing that same exact thing. People go there as vacation, bring family, friend. It's the exact same thing.
But as I said,
more than 15, 20 years ago.
Medals cause it to go under the radar.
Exactly.
That's what
How did
saying.
they get the medals?
Watch what's going to happen in another 2 months when all of this simmer down and everybody forget about Paris. Watch and see what's going to happen.
Well, I know we are the voters. Hold on. We have to understand.
It doesn't matter. It no matter what that. The system.
So hold on. Let me ask a question.
Not just
hold on. Let me ask you a question now. I understand the deep-rootedness of the thinking of Jamaicans and all of that, you know. So are you saying this call is to say that we shouldn't have the conversation on this?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
You have to have a conversation. I'm saying,
and that's what we are doing now.
We the people have to change how we think, though. We have to think for ourselves and we have to analyze things. We don't salivate at what people say.
Why are we a world power in track and field? Why? If you're saying that we always thinking bad, why did we become a world power in track and field?
Georges, can you let the caller talk, please? You're dominating the conversation. Let the caller talk. He's making sense. Let him talk. Then
he's making sense, but he's also violating the rule. We were winning 13 medals. I'm off because this is foolish.
Well, STGC. Hold on, man.
Jesus.
This is part of the problem out there too. We all have a side that we take.
I'm not taking
and when
any
people
side.
don't take us. I'm not talking about you know. Are you taking this conversation? Why are you taking this person?
Listen, man, the man not talk.
Why are you taking this person? I'm not talking about you. I don't know who you are, sir.
Generally, man, talk. Just relax and listen, man. Make you all always have a conversation.
Annoying.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you are annoying to cranky. That's bullshit.
STCC. Me I go mute you. See? All right, I'm gone. All right. So talk, caller.
We now look at this as no track and field issue. It's a bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
To solve Dre trays, we have to solve all the other issues. And the issue is how we think and how we respond to things.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said,
how do we change that though?
That's part of what we're doing now, having a conversation, trying to stimulate a change based on social media interaction and reaction. Two, remember I called you recently and I asked you, who make up the voting block of Dre trays? Sharing that information, now that we know that some of us people can go be members.
Yeah, man, they can go be members and vote.
This is how you make strategic change. You have to be strategic, because I agree with all of them said they're not going to get up and come out because there's something there that is so rich and enlightening for them. It's either money, fame, and authority. That's all there is. Yes. Nobody get up and walk away from it. So guess what? You have to push them out. They're not going to leave. And if you have a leader, nice people are not the best leaders. You can't be nice and be a leader, really, really. Because you have to make enemies. Because if you're nice, you're not going to do the right thing because you're going to try to appease everybody. And leaders don't appease people. They have strategic objectives and agenda, and they focus on trying to attain it. And that means you're not going to have friends and you're not going to please everybody, because the world don't operate that way. You're not going to get up and leave because there is obviously something, just like politics, there's money, power, fame, and all the glory. You're not getting up and walk away. Yeah, and as I tell you, I read that you will make some dig at Juliet in that discussion. There's no light water, it's her government. So she there chatting up her mouth and they realized she went quiet. The people that have no food and light and water in St. Elizabeth. And there is money out there. Government of Jamaica find money to do what they want to do, and they paid themselves 20 million and 30 million and 18, 16 million, and tell the civil servant that they only can get 10% and them barely can find it. That's what they do.
So there's
because they understand the psyche of the people and how we think and they know so we're only reactive, and after 2 weeks we forget about it, our life continues. So they know and them way to out.
So there's a moral decay in how we as a people Jamaican.
I think that's what Cuba did make. And she shut up her mouth because it's a systemic problem that is bigger than Dre trees. Football Federation. It's a bigger problem. I hear the minister put out I don't know what she called that. You know what she did in her message? She called Answer by name. She called, was it Broadbell by name? And I'm like, if you're a minister, you don't do that. It's all the athletes here, don't single out people. You cannot single out people. This is how you create strife, and that's why you have. And I'm just calling him, I don't know the people them issue, which is why you have these fraction, Warren have issue, Blake have issue. People have issue because of how you lead and what you do, because people have feelings. And I'm not saying Blake have real genuine issue now, because has he gotten any national award, honors and them up there? Him deserve some of them. And him look and him say, people who win gold medal, all of them get praises and winning and accolades. You cannot lead like that.
All right, Carla. Definitely, we agree with some of what you're saying. Like I said, these platforms are going to be there to pile on the pressure. So once we see these things in, so you know, we're not gonna just have a 9-day wonder, as some people believe. We have to constantly, because election is coming up in November. We need to know who the persons that they're going to go up against, and we need to tell the folks to go out and vote, so that there could be a change.
And I disagree with the notion that we should have signed the Adidas deal before. Jamaica capital asset of stock as track and field. It not deplete, it not diminish, because whenever they do what we conceive and perceive to be excellent at this Olympic. No, we have to have leaders who understand them value and worth. Jamaica capital cannot go down because of this one Olympics. Some of us can reduce. You have to have leaders who understand what they're about and how to lead. When you have idiot, that's why we always get the raw deal of everything. Because we're licky and we're winning there. and they just dangle something and everybody get excited. Our asset of capital don't go down because of this Olympics. Everybody's going to be still knocking on this door to get in. And once you understand that and position yourself in that manner, they will come knocking. They have to come knocking. Where them going to knock? Britain, in a break.
All right, caller, we hear you. We have our next caller coming in, so respect our manners for your 2 cents.
All right, cool.
All right, big up. Yeah, Cranky. Before the next caller come in, where did I say now? What?
Yeah, so the goal is not to get in a fight with St. George's, but I just think he doesn't realize how he was coming across and not allowing the caller to express his or her himself as he would like to make his point. And he was making very, very good points. So I know you have more callers to come in. I would just say this, which I think we need to do a recheck, and all of us who have platform need to figure out a way to reach the audience. I think the audience actually tunes us out when it comes to these things, which are deemed to be almost social in nature. They're much focused on the entertainment aspects of things, and they're part of the challenge, and they don't like to hear this because then they have to look in the mirror and they'll push back on people like myself really hard about this. But unless that audience get involved, it's just like me complaining about people not going to football games. If you don't go to football games, or go to the events, then the athletes won't feel it. Like how France did in the Olympics. A lot of it is because they prepare for it, but also because of the support they got. So we have to support each other. And if these forums want to be a catalyst for change, then we have to strategize about what it entails. And we have to get support of our audience. They have to come in. We, as a collective, get all the information, collate the information, assess the information, and then use the information to effect change. Otherwise, we'll just keep talking and not be able to do so. No matter how much this information we get out to even the traditional media. To me, traditional media is compromised. Traditional media to me is compromised. In Jamaica is compromised. Whether it's how I see them operate, the restrictions they have, about what they can do, the time they have to do these things, they're compromised.
Hold on there. We have a caller online. Caller, welcome to the show.
Hi, good night.
Good night. Where you calling from? And if you don't mind, tell us your name.
Calling from Miami. Just going to give you my initial MD.
Okay.
Well, I've been watching the discussion and I find it so rewarding that you guys are making the change that needs to be changed. But I do believe we as individuals need to be the change we want to see in the world. As Gandhi would say, the lady that was speaking earlier, she made some riveting points. And I do believe that respect is one of the biggest issues. With the coach, the way he handled the situation, answering the young lady that bring situation to light, very disrespectful.
Yeah.
If you're saying that she was wrong to come out and speak in the manner that she did, then you as the leader should wait in a private setting to have a conversation. You praise in public, but you scold in private. That is a great leader. And I just wish all of us would just come together because we are one Jamaica. That's all I have to say. You have a wonderful night.
All right. Thanks much for calling. All right. So Pioneer is back. Yeah, I mean, we have to bring light to these situations, because what if we didn't bring it to the fore? As Cranky said, the traditional media might be compromised, or they might not have the allotted time, seeing that they can actually have conversations like this in length. We can have these conversations ad nauseum so that we can, permeate the whole social media space with this conversation. Seeing, while even if a point that is brought up on traditional media, probably them just talk about it for 2 minutes in their sportscast, and that's where it ends. But we can have a lengthy discussion on the matter. So we have to continue to talk about it so that it can be highlighted. Yeah, go ahead, Pioneer.
Coach, let me tell you this, and this is my observation. social media is cutting deeply into the market space of traditional media. But we find a lot now. We find a lot of traditional media taking stories out of social media. So that shows you that social media is leading the way. See? So, as a matter of fact, if you ask me, then yes, a lot of traditional media people have gotten lazy. So it is conversations like this and interviews that are done in social media and arguments that get traction in social media that a lot of times are brought to traditional media. So if it means that we have to set the pattern and lead the way over here in these spaces and places, then we have to do it. Because, as I said,
they're paying attention.
Of course they are paying attention. Of course they're paying attention.
And a lot more people are not watching their television and listening.
There you go. And listening to their radio.
These are listening to YouTube.
Virgin, we have 500 of us here, and there are other things happening on social media while it's going on. You think with a normal day if we weren't here? If we weren't here, without on the TV or listening to the radio. So these are the places and spaces that are taking that are demanding the attention span. And they are here too. People from traditional media are coming into these spaces to get stories and get information to bring back to traditional media. So don't let nobody come here and belittle or try to talk down the impact of social media and conversations like these being had in social media. Saying this is where it starts, Brethren. So what we do from here will determine what changes are effected in the leadership or in our organizations going forward. But we have to start it, and we start it here, and this is a good thing. Trust me.
Yeah, man. And even if the interview was done on traditional media, probably a lot of folks didn't see it. And we brought it to the fore, and put light on it and have discussion around it.
But if I tell you that I didn't, all right, I heard they did, all right. So that is not that is a panel that they conduct every day, right? I heard them the day when Daniel Thomas' dad was on. I don't know if that interview was on the same day. But I heard them the day when they came on discussing Daniel Thomas' dad. That's why I'm telling you, I call out Casey Graham for hypocrisy. He was very critical. I can't think of the same day because he was very critical of Daniel Thomas' dad on that day. However, on this particular interview that you just played, that I heard for the first time here on your program, he was very critical of the administrators. So in one breath, he was defending administrators. And then in this interview that you just heard, he was critical of the administrator. So keep on burning the fire, brethren. It is in these spaces and places, seeing where the fire starts, and hopefully some other people will take it and throw some fuel upon it, and it will get bigger in the different forms of media. You understand? So not let nobody come tell me as if we can't effect change by having a conversation starting right here.
Yeah, man, it can happen. And like I said, Pioneer, and Cranky is well aware of that. We have had some lengthy discussion with football on this very platform. And we have seen, I said it before, we have seen where changes have occurred. A lot of the ideas that we push out there, we see them happening now.
Have been taken up by
yeah. We are talking about like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we have these conversations. I beat them. And people realize and they realize, so we are say a whole heap of sense tonight.
Yeah, man. And if you are making enough sense, people will repeat what you're saying in different medium, brethren. Saying, so if somebody comes here and here we're having a conversation, even in I'm corner up on the street, they must say, listen, me hear someone attack and I chew them, I tell you. So it starts in places and spaces like this, coach.
But one of the things to Pioneer, even if these people are not watching, somebody who is
connected
with them or close to them or connected to them,
yeah, man, definitely.
Will just share it with them and say, yo, listen this. You see them are going, them are talk about this. And when them people might listen, they might look for probably something derogatory, But when they hear the sense that come from it, them start looking to themselves.
The truth. And I heard somebody earlier. We never want to bring politics into this, because sometimes we don't want conflict issues. Sometimes when you lose people by when you start stepping out of the lane where you're running. So this is about sports politics. We don't want to go into the realms of party politics, Jamaican party politics. Saying that is a bigger issue where we deal in a different time and a different place. But right now we are about the politics in a sports in a Jamaica. Now we're talking about the crisis of leadership. And you have expanded, Coach, to say we have a crisis of leadership in Jamaica. But right now in this space we are talking about the crisis of leadership that exists within track and field and within the JOA. Saying, and that has resulted in, or partially resulted in what we see, the debacle that we see transpire at the Olympic Games. See, and that is what we want to keep focus on right now. So I say, and let these people hear our voices. See, I'm sure that the messages that are transmitted here will get to them, as I say, some way, somehow. Saying we need change, Bridget. We need changes that we change the personnel, or we will change them attitude and the way them operate.
Definitely. We see somebody join the panel. Jamrock, what you say? Welcome. Hello? Oh, that person, I know. They might mute if you talk. Oh, the person just drop a question and cut, or make a statement and cut.
I didn't hear the question or the statement.
No, it's in the private chat.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Person said
they want to maintain confidentiality, right? Yeah.
Oh, they come back, the person come back. You want to say something now, Jamrock?
Yeah, sorry about that. No,
man.
what I want to say, I'm one of the past athletes that represented Jamaica in 2 Olympics. All of this that you see that is going on right now, it's something that has been going on for a very, very long time. The people in the organization, the reason why they're there is because they know how to circumvent everything to keep themselves in power. It's all because of money. Half the money, I should say more than half the money that is given by entities to help the athletes do not reach the athletes. I can tell you stories of
tell me some of them, man.
Some of the corruption that goes on in the JAAA. The JAAA have people in the Ministry of Finance. They submit bogus invoice. These are some of the things which people in the Ministry of Finance that I know have basically leaked information to us. There's a whole bunch of corruption that is going on. And it's gonna take a very, very long time to sort it out. The only way this is gonna be sorted out is for the ministry to get involved.
Which ministry?
The Ministry of Sports. Both the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of Finance.
Do you wish to tell us who you are, sir?
No, I'm not going to tell you who I am.
Is this Mike C?
No.
Okay.
But I've been around a very long time. I ran for Jamaica in 1980, 1984, and 1988. Moscow, Los Angeles, and Korea.
Okay. So you said there was an issue where forgery was being done between them and the Ministry of Finance, and you have evidence of that?
All the time. All the time. People submit bogus invoices. And people inside there say, oh, you can't submit this because if you submit this and they see it, they're gonna come back at you.
So you saw any of those invoices?
Yes, I have.
So you were a part of it then?
No, I'm not a part of it. People brought this information to us, hoping that we could do something about it. Back when Grace Jackson ran for president, we were trying to do something about it. And we were basically shut down. All of a sudden, a whole bunch of people who we have never seen before showed up like the day before, paid their money, came in, become paid voting member so that she could not win.
So Carla, Jamrock, some persons in the chat is asking, why do you choose to talk about this now?
Because this is embarrassing. It's embarrassing what happened in this Olympics. You know, and I can guarantee you, as time goes by little, this thing is gonna start leaking out. It's embarrassing for an official to threaten an athlete because an athlete spoke out, to tell the athletes that you will not be accredited anymore.
But he said that he didn't say that.
That's not true. That is not true because I heard it with my ears on a sports channel that I was listening to.
Did you hear from the voice of the JOA person or from the media?
From the voice of the JOA person.
Yeah?
I can tell you it's a channel that has the abbreviation NN.
Oh, because I went on the Instagram to see that interview. I mean, notice it never did that again. So I think
that's what I was told, that the interview was removed. But I have a clipping of a reporting from the reporter. So unless the reporter, and the reporter is Wayne Walker, whom I find to be a credible virgin. So unless Wayne Walker's reputation would be brought into question.
Okay. So I think I have a copy of the conversation.
Yeah, can you play it here? No?
Let me see if I can find it.
Very interesting to hear it. For hear the voice in person's own words and for hear the actual voice. So it's a coach.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Because I heard a report from Wayne Walker. I still have the report from Wayne Walker, but I didn't actually get it. But this is the second person I hear saying it was online and then it was removed.
Yeah, man. I saw it, you know. Me listening the night, you know. I mean, I got my bed.
Okay.
Yeah, online. I mean, I got my bed. Me I say, yeah, this go on, man.
And then the next day it was removed.
The next day, me realized that the story come out and like inform me get two clippings. Well, me get a worded thing of what him say. I see the video. The next day, me I look, I not see it. But somebody else said them listen it and them not see it. They didn't hear him say that in the interview.
Well, that would have called Wayne Walker's integrity as a journalist into question, Bridget. Since Wayne Walker now would have to come stand up and say, yes, he heard the
Coach, I was trying to find the copy of the audio. But I didn't catalog anything, so it's gonna take me some time to find it. But what I'll do, I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
You actually saved the call, or you're trying to go to YouTube to find it?
I heard with my 2 years.
No, man, if you're going to YouTube, the clip was, I heard the clip was on YouTube.
We're listening. Telling the
Carla, we understand
person who was conducting the interview
Where you listening?
That if she does not retract what she says, she will never get another accreditation to represent Jamaica again.
Which part on Twitter did the Kimani Evans? So Carla, you know what this tell me? And somebody asked a question, you know. So if Jamaica did get 113 or 112 medals, you gonna tell me say you wouldn't come out and talk nothing about this?
So we probably wouldn't have that conversation right now, coach. We're probably in a youth world. All right, you see, when we were just having the conversation earlier, coach, I was sitting down and thinking. I said, what if Sharika wasn't injured? And based on everything, probably won the silver or the gold medal in the 100 meters. See? More than likely would have won the gold medal in the 200 meters. And more than likely would have been in contention for the gold medal or the silver medal in the 100 hurdle, in the 4x100 meters. So that is three extra medals here we're talking about, possibly 2 gold medals. You understand me, sir? So we know where they are 9. And we can pick any other 1 or 2 situation that didn't work out in our favor. But if we had 2 more gold medals and another medal and we come home with 10 medals, the euphoria and the vibration would have been so much that it'll continue to be the band-aid on the wound we are talking about, Bridget. It is because of the lack of success that these things have come to the fore, and that we can't deny that. Because as this Bridget has said, and other persons have been saying, and the reports we know there have been underlying issues and things brewing under the surface for a while, but as we have all alluded to, the success drew a veil over our eyes, and we never too eager to come out and talk. So even when things were happening, as I say, we'd have been in a celebratory mood. We'd have you say, yeah, man, we deal that later on. Saying, but no, it is. Sometimes sometimes failure is a good thing. If failure means the need for effect change, then sometimes I say you have to fix things so that going forward, things are better going forward. You get what I mean? So maybe that is what is happening right here, right now. But if we get another 4 medals, coach, 2 gold and something else, there's a great possibility that we would not be here having this conversation.
Well, on there. Me find the interview, you know. Me find it. Hold on. Me know this, me did say. I'm not gonna tell me if I see him one. Hold on, me put it on the phone where I can go through his system. Because we like the facts out there, you know. We don't like hearsay. We want to hear it directly. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna put it on this and play it. Because at the same interview I did see, I can't recall hearing, or me probably didn't want to sleep when I put it up. All right, it is coming up.
For having a chat with us, you would have seen and heard what Daniel Thomas Dodd had to say. She said she's sick and tired of organizations who are not, amenable to throwers. What do you say about that?
I can quite understand why Daniel is a bit disappointed. It's twice now that she has not made the fact. So I can understand the emotionalism around it. But we have to understand the fact. And Daniel is, in fact, and let me start with her person. Daniel has been.
Wait. I'll go on and shut it down for me.
Made about the accreditation of her personal coach.
Yes.
And I think she was careful to say all she wanted was accreditation so the coach would get access, not accommodation.
We accredit on the basis of the advice from the Jamaica. It's that much.
Hold on.
This scholarship for 4
Please, I come and get skip out.
That is by virtue of the JOA supporting her.
Administration Association, yes.
So we don't select coaches. We accredit coaches and we accredit athletes based on the list that we get from each federation.
Did you get one with your coach?
I don't think so. The finalist was certainly not. Finalist certainly was not. And I think the J3 is put better answer that question and give a perspective. But we certainly are not in the decision making when it comes to coaches. We get the coaches and we accredit them.
But even so,
yes,
you've got a particular allocation. You know, you've got a particular allocation of personnel to include coaches when you're accrediting.
Yes.
So, how do you determine which coaches you send back to the J3 when they send their list to you?
No, they request the coaches. They requested 7 initially, and then they requested 10, and we gave them. So we, in fact, as I said before, accredit on the basis of information we receive from the federation. It certainly is not within our jurisdiction to select coaches. That is the purview of the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, and I'm sure that they would have consultation with the respective coaches.
So that's for them to answer.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So I get that.
So it doesn't lie in her mouth to say that the JOA has not supported her personally. And perhaps the reporter who interviewed her should have questioned the answers. And he questioned the answers, he would have realized that she's being supported by the Jamaica Olympic Association by virtue of Olympic Solidarity Scholarship. So that's in relation to her. In relation to her allegation about frauds, let me list the amount of frauds who the JOA has benefited and who have consistently are in touch with us. Frederick Dakers is a beneficiary of the Olympic Solidarity Scholarship. Kaichan, O'Dane Richards, and I could name others. So it is very unfortunate that Daniel, knowing the facts, would have created an impression that the Jamaica Olympic Association is not helping our throwers. As a matter of fact, when the throwers reached out to us in relation to the situation that existed at the University of the West Indies Museum in terms of their lives, we, in fact, spent money and repaired the lights so that they could train in the dark. So it is absolutely unfair for her to say that. And I would really love the reporter to perhaps interview her. And I'm not going to tell you how much money she got, and she's in the US. The reporter
but it would help if you say how much money, because if she says you guys don't support the throwers.
No way.
Yes.
People must speak the truth.
But they must stray from the point.
To speak the truth rather than coming from another party.
So at that 1 year meal, I never hear it.
Hold on. O'Dane Richards still active, coach?
I think him did show a trial, yes.
In show a trial? Okay. I never know him still active still.
But she didn't mention anything about that, so I think that is far from the point.
So no, that is the end of the interview.
Hold on, somebody will call.
You reach the end of the interview right there?
Yeah. Carla, welcome to the show. You're live. Hello?
Yeah. Coach.
Yeah, man, you're live on the coach's desk.
Yeah, I just sent you the YouTube audio where he told her that she would not be credited anymore.
Somebody said it's at the end of the interview, coach. I don't know.
Right.
Somebody said it's not that interview.
Yeah, just listen to that one.
All right, cool. Hold on, let me find that one. The one. All right.
However, I didn't have my coach here. I've been in the.
I want to do something, man.
However, I didn't have my coach here. I've been in the village for 2.5 weeks, and I was denied the privilege of having a coach's pass for my coach to even be in my reach. It's very frustrating.
Why? Careful enough.
Ministers of the performance or
do her event or could
coaches require number of therapists.
You know, in another interview, either Glenn Mills attack. This look like a wrong interview too.
Is that the one of the Virgin sending that, coach?
Oh, somebody has sent more one.
Chris, thanks so much for having a chat with us. You would have seen
determine the amount of coaches and the amount of athletes.
Somebody has said that at the end of the interview. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm jumping to the end.
And it's then enshrined in a team size calculator, which is a mandate of that. So people have to be absolutely clear. So we only administrate. We get a list and we input it in a system to ensure that everybody's registered. So if somebody's off the list, it's not our responsibility. For emphasis, the reporter must revert to this data and ask her the question: is she a beneficiary for 4 years of an Olympic Solidarity Scholarship?
I'm sure the reporter will see this. But as you heard it from Mr. Samuda, there's not a standoff between the JOA and
coaches.
What minute is there? Because me not hear it.
And I contextualize it in the sense that we have done exceptionally for that.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's not on your Christmas list, and your Christmas list doesn't have him.
No, don't make that assumption.
It is not so.
Oh, now have to give me a timeline, because we are going to search feet. Oh, now have to give me a timeline right there. We now have no time for that. This interview of 14 minutes, and we're now going to listen to our next interview for 14 minutes.
What I heard, no, coach, I never hear the words at the virgin now. What I hear is Wayne Walker quoting him verbatim, saying what he said. Wayne Walker, and the words Wayne Walker used was that he said if she didn't retract and apologize, she would not be accredited for another Olympic Games. Saying that was the words I heard from Wayne Walker. So, as we said, if he's saying that he didn't say that, then basically we are gonna have to start a call Wayne Walker's journalistic integrity.
Him say him have got interview Wayne. The people have got interview Wayne, yeah, because if him said, if them never hear him say nothing.
So, Coach, I have a question, Coach, which is why would so many people have been saying they heard it? Because on YouTube you can go in or whatever forum and manage the information that eventually resides on those platforms, right? So the question, why would so many people be saying they heard him say it directly? They're not saying he said something different. And the people seem to be consistent with what he's saying. Where would that even come from in the first place?
Both elsewhere and on this chat, Cranky, a lot of people on this chat saying that they heard it, and I've heard a lot of other persons elsewhere say they hear it. As a matter of fact, I heard somebody say they heard it, and then when they went back to get the information, it was removed.
Yeah, I wasn't guilty, but somebody actually...
Somebody else said them heard from his mouth.
There you go. So
I'm going to what Partner said earlier, actually, which is about, we're talking about why the administrations haven't been challenged previously when we've been successful. It's very difficult to challenge any administrative body when you're successful. What are you really going to challenge? Even if they're not doing the right things, when you have success, it's not in the euphoria, you know. It is, what are you going to say? If you're going to say you're just being negative because you're successful, so what are you challenging, right? It's only when you have failure, then all the skeletons and everything that's out there, that's probably been there for years, become much more apparent. And so the question is, were we successful because of these organizations or in spite of them? Or it also, like St. George says, could be both, right? And the deficiencies become much more prominent and much more obvious when you fail. And the question should be also is the fail an aberration or is it going to be sustainable failure? All right? And also what I don't hear actually is it just the administration or the individual camps also have some culpability in this failure? We seem to focus on the administration when track and field, a lot of track and field is an individual sport. And these people like Frano and Mills and others control their athletes. So it's not just the administration. Yeah, the administration may not provide the support they should, don't create the right environment. But isn't the culpability a shared culpability versus just one or two bodies? I'd love to get your perspective, Pioneer.
I think it starts at the top, Crank. And then some of the issues that we have seen at these Olympic Games lies at the feet of the leaders. For example, one that comes to focus is the issue with Alana Reid. I don't know if you were listening earlier and heard the situation that Coach Minzy explained. Her having issues with the issue of being roughed up by security personnel at the Olympic Village. She reported it to the administrators. Nothing was done. In her words, nothing was done. She didn't get any recourse. She's still shaken from something like that. The issue with Shelley, having issues entering the training area. We still haven't heard a single beep from any of the administrators. And other issues like all the other teams having air conditioning in their rooms. Getting air conditioning to use in the athlete village, while Jamaicans had to suffer the heat for many, many days until we finally got some AC provided by Supreme Ventures. So those issues, along with several others, Cranky, that starts at the top. Now, if true, and I might agree with you that there is blame to be laid at the feet of some other individuals. But it starts and stops at the top. The buck starts at the top and it stops there too. So when you have people who go out with delegations and we have issues from a Jamaican standpoint and we don't hear any of those issues being addressed. However, when an athlete comes out and speak out, then we have, just like everybody is saying in the clip, we have the same administrators coming out and chastising as if they're only dealing with parochial matters. They're chastising the said athlete. Then we're obviously going to have a big issue with that. That is going to become a problem. And that is why most of the venom, let me use that word, is now directed at the administrators, Cranky.
Yeah, here's what I realized, Pioneer. An earlier caller was trying to make the association and collate all these matters around, different leadership, administrative bodies across Jamaica, and there was pushback, right? But there's a theme here about this. It's not unique. And we mentioned the JFF quite a bit of time. And what we also realize is how we communicate, and maybe it's us as a people, which is instead of de-escalating and toning down what's there, the administrators escalate it and make it worse, right? And so in the public domain, you're having this, instead of just coming and saying, look, the athletes made a thing, we have to have some dialogue. We won't talk about it in public. We'll come back to you when we're more measured and we're calmer. We don't. We go in the public domain, we get angry as leadership, and the leadership then exacerbate the situation and don't make it any better. And it just looks really bad, right? And as you're saying, if there's history of poor performance or non-performance by the administration, they want to put authority. We have now gone into tonight. We have migrated discussion to now talking about I'm gonna call it fraud and misuse of funds, right? As we heard earlier. So the conversation has now moved from where it was, which is about performance, to other matters, but they all interrelate. It is that, how do we assume position? And someone mentioned something to talk about, because I hear this. Leadership always does this. You see this in world politics, whether it's Venezuela or other countries, where they've done such a good job of creating dissension within the ranks that the people don't come together for a common purpose. Let me give you an example. Somebody chatted saying, those people in diaspora are so arrogant and so this and so that. They think they know everything. And I'm like, why are we even going there? What does this have to do with the diaspora? Diaspora people are people who love Jamaica and want to contribute to the island. And frankly, probably get less than you get if you're on the island than what they get, right? That's a fact. So why are we doing us against them versus we all should come together to try to achieve a common purpose, which is to have great leadership, which can hopefully result in great outcome, right? For our people in general across the globe, because we all want the same thing. We all have the same objective. And I get frustrated with the us against them mentality, which is not helping us and will not help us to make progress the way we want to make progress. Very frustrating.
I think one of the problems, Cranky, and I think it obtains in most of our sporting organizations. And this is something, those who know me and know, you have heard me speak in the past years, me I talk about this. Our sporting leaders and our leaders of our sporting organizations they don't see themselves as servants at the sport. They don't see themselves as servants to the athletes. They see themselves as bosses. And they operate as bosses. They operate as if these institutions that they are being put into to serve, they own. So that is why a man can come out and say to Daniel Thomas that if you don't retract and apologize, then you won't see another accreditation for another Olympics. Which means if she were in his head, because of a statement that she made in her moment of frustration and disappointment, if she even go out next year and breaks the world record, and even before the next Olympic Games break the world record, because of that said statement, he has the power to deny her to participate for Jamaica. That is not somebody who is operating as if they are a servant of the sport or a servant of Jamaica. This is somebody who operates like he's talking to his gardener or him helper in him yard, when can or his child, when can deny something at his will. And that is a problem we have. We see it in the JFF where if a player comes out and says something that the administrators don't like, then them don't get called up, them get banished, them get put aside or set aside. Listen, man, we the nation, have to make these people know that, listen, you're only servants of the sport. We have entrusted the running of our organization in your hands temporarily. And in running it, what we expect from you is for you to create the best situation, the best environment for our athletes to thrive.
But Pioneer, that is leadership, What they are doing is not leadership.
That may I say now, them people as boss, these people to themselves as bosses and owners of things, when they are not.
Pioneer,
and that is a crime.
I'm gonna take onus to what you just said about we and them. We don't control them. So what I mean by that, in a number of instances, the process is set up where it's only a certain people going to get elected to certain offices.
Yeah.
And we have little or no control over it.
But they still represent us, Cranky. You can't forget that.
I agree with that. But I'm saying we think we may have influence, and we don't have as much influence as we think we do. What do I mean? Look at the JFF, for example, and who can vote of 50-something people, and they control that process.
Yeah, but Darren, but let me take it down. Let us take it down to there, Cranky. Okay. The JFF is 50. Who are those 50 odd people? They represent the schools. They represent the parishes. So it is all right. So, but in effect, what the person I am in Senton right now. Right. What should obtain is that the person who governs football in Senton should be representing the interests of myself and those who have an interest in football in Senton, which is the general public in general, and then they will take the issue now to the higher level of the JFF. But what happens is that the people at the top of the JFF, them seem to figure say them have no accountability to the people on the ground, and that is wrong. As I said, they represent us, Cranky. The interest of the nation should be the interest of these people, but these people don't operate as if they operate with the interest. As me hear somebody say, it's all about self-interest with these people, Cranky. These people seem to operate only on the...
But here's the point you're missing, Pioneer.
Yeah.
They control the process. So if you think about the voting construct for the JFF, and now we talk about track and field, 28 of those votes go to those parishes. All they have to do is control 9 or 10 of those parishes, which they do in a sense. So they guarantee 20 votes.
And if we are the parish, the point you're missing, Cranky. The point you're missing, if we are the parish level, if I say to my parish representative, anyhow you represent my interest at higher level, come parish elections, I am going to vote you out.
Right, but we don't have that. That's the point I'm trying to go back
to. That is where we need to get to. But in the case of the J3s, it's a little different. Cranky, yes, I'm understanding now that you and I know as members of the public regularly can go and register with the J3s, pay a fee, and now we have voting interest. I don't know if you were listening earlier. That is what Coach Minzy and STGC was communicating us, that we can go. And I heard somebody, the gentleman that came on that said he's a former Olympian, he actually said something like that happened in the case of when they were voting against Grace Jackson. That persons came in, paid their dues, whatever that was, and then they got voting interest. So if it's a situation like that, then maybe we, the member of the public now, being as disgruntled as we are, now we need to go register with the J3s, pay whatever needs to be paid up. So we now have voting interest. So if these people are not think that they don't need to represent our interests, then we can, unlike the JFF, where we have to go through the parish president, now we'll have direct voting interest, so we can influence the process.
Well,
See, and if that's what we need to do, then that's what we have to do.
You come in, Pioneer, right, to help influence that process.
Definitely, that's why we're on a forum like this, Cranky. We are here to inform the public and garner support. So if it means that that avenue is available, we can go register. So if these people feel like they're not accountable us, then we are going to show them, say, listen, people, we can remove him from office.
Yeah.
Which is what obtains in the general politics of the land. But as I said, for the JFF, it's a little different. For this, it's a little bit easier to get a foot into the door in terms of voting.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, man, people. We I think we have exhausted the conversation, though. You understand? I think we have said a lot, and we hope that people, in order for this to go out, you have to share, tell your friend to tell your friend, let them send it out, blast it up on social media, and so that this thing can permeate the whole space, right? And folks can have eyes on it. And you never know, it might reach to the eyes and the ears of the right person. You get what I say? But I mean, we should be having a big interview coming up on Tuesday. We're gonna try and confirm it tomorrow. So we probably a jump out of the box and say it now, so people can return. But hopefully it will come to fore. If it ever happen, then we are gonna drop the thumbnail. I wanna know where I'm going. See it? But coach, do a detailed video of we can get involved. All right, yeah, me I do that. Me I go do that. Well, Verna come say liar up. Who for liar up? Cranky?
Why should I lie? What did I say? I'm concerned now. Why should I? What did I say?
No, me don't see the comments a liar up in us. So me I wonder if I you can just come back.
I manage, but I say this for no question. I have no desire for liar. I don't call anybody corrupt. I don't call anybody anything to get myself in trouble and defame them. So
yeah, man, me I gonna find out all of that. Well, I know some of the processes. However, I want to get in detail so people can understand.
Sunny DWJ.
All right, we I get one last call tonight. Make we hear what this person saying. Carla, good night. Welcome to the show.
Good night, Coach. I just sent it to you. The interview, it starts at 3:39. Check the WhatsApp.
Okay, I will. Anything you want to share on the topic? Otherwise,
Not right now.
all
I'll
right,
call back.
no problem. Big up yourself. All right, so she sent the interview. Me I gotta watch it. What she said? 3:35?
Somewhere around there.
Let me see if I can get it on.
Oh, they're telling Pioneer to lawyer up, not me. Let me do this.
Oh.
Lie up based on what? What libelous thing? What libelous thing did I say? I don't know. Who did I libel? But who did I libel? What libelous thing did I say?
Who did you defame? I have no idea.
That me I say, I don't know. But my liar them good man. I say man. Liar them the retainer people. So
KC. You say lie them a KC.
yeah, my liar them the retainer. No worries. But bread, you know. So. But I have no problem with nothing. So, but we speak out. Who those who know me know some around for speak out. I have spoken out. I've spoken out in places and spaces. I remember one situation, Coach Minzy and Cranky. I was on the radio speaking about some issues at the JFF. That time, Captain was alive, and there was a situation that we found unfavorable, and we were talking about it. And I don't want to say to my surprise and to my pleasure, like. A minute after I came off the phone on the radio, Captain Burrell called in. He said he was sitting in the airport in Miami and listening to the program on his phone. So he actually called in and said, that little fellow who just came off the air, found it humorous. He was trying to say some things to debunk what I was saying. So I actually called back the station and I was asking the host to put me on while the captain was on. But the host never did that. And I came back the following...
Traditional media, of course not.
Yeah, man. I called back the following day and said the same thing I said and challenged the host and Captain Burrell to come on to the air and dispute what it is I was saying.
Yeah.
So but we're not really back from them thing. They understand? We'll stand on what we say. We're not intend for libel nobody, and we'll not speak on things that we are not sure about or we don't know about. But when there's a voice that needs to be heard, Bridget, we have to make a voice for her. Jamaica, I think we have gotten a little too passive. You know, we need some people who have the fire in their belly to speak out when it is necessary.
Is it passive or just disinterested?
But maybe a little bit of both. People have their interests have got. I think we have lost interest in the things that are. We seem to find interest in frivolous things, cranky, and things that So people will be on here arguing about DJs and stupidity and Messi versus Ronaldo, while we have issues of national interest. I say that we are overlooking and paying scant regards.
Yeah, things that are much
All
more
right, let me see if I can play this and then.
First statements are risks being excluded from future Olympic Games.
I just came from the hotel. I just came from Mr. Chris Samila's hotel.
Yes.
Just down the road from me to ask him to respond to it. And I can just tell you, we're working on it at the minute. And this is an exclusive response. And the headline will be, Daniel Thomas Dodd is not telling the truth. If she doesn't recant, she'll not be accredited for another Olympic Games.
Wow.
That is what I heard, Coach, and that is the voice of Wayne Walker. That's not the voice of...
Yeah, I heard this too. Yeah, I heard this too.
Well, I suspect we're going to have more of this,
I heard this too.
So unless we all call Wayne Walker's journalistic integrity into question, that was a reputable, well-known Jamaican journalist.
Yeah, me did hear
quoting, and it sounded like he was quoting verbatim what he was told. So if Mr. Samuda said never said, then obviously we have to call Wayne Walker's integrity into question, and then a Wayne Walker need to lie up, not me. Might have to lend him on a mile. I don't know. so I don't know.
Yeah, man. Adapt me to hear that part there too.
But as he come out into the public domain to respond to this?
No,
I haven't heard him. I've heard that he said that in our quarters that he said he didn't say that, but I haven't heard him in his own words denied. You understand? But then the Olympics are over, Cranky and Coach. People will be forced to talk. And I'm sure that as persons come out of the airport, there'll be journalists, traditional journalists, and social media people pushing microphones into their faces and demanding answers to questions. So I could see who will speak out and who will speak up.
Yeah. All right. So people are gonna end the show. Big up to Cranky, big up to SD GC who was on Pioneer. Big up yourself,
One has a respect, Coach.
Fresh thoughts on the show. You understand?
One has a respect.
Cranky as usual. Big up yourself, and everybody who call in, big up yourself. We're gonna just leave people in the comment section. Big up on yourself, Appreciate you being here. You understand?
Cranky, don't worry yourself. We hear about Cranky live and we're soon forward. No worries.
Yeah, man, we're supposed to go over Cranky live tomorrow. Cranky,
all right.
We want to come on the show tomorrow, but we're not sure yet because we just get some good news in the night, So, but I hope we can.
You're gonna ditch me for good news. You're gonna ditch me for good news.
No, I'm not ditching. Some good news. I'm gonna bring something important my way, so I have to deal with it.
Yeah, Coach,
but we should be able to finish all of that by early and deal with it. Is it what I say?
But I'm gonna finish even to 8 tomorrow, so I'm good.
I'm gonna finish the show with that video, yeah, people. Now go listen it and then tell me what is what. You understand? So big up on yourself on your way out. Like the video. Remember, you have a push it out so people can hear what we discuss on this, so the people them can have an idea of what is happening. All right. So listen.
this coming and said so. The Jamaicans didn't like it. It's because I said, when your big three, and the big three for them is Sharika Jackson, Shelley Ann Fraser-Price, and Elaine Thompson, none of them participated at these games, and of course Elaine is home. That's the ebb and flow. That, you know, they have older athletes who are still trying to give contributions. But here's the difference. It is a national emergency right now in Jamaica. The fact that their men did not make the 4x1 final, and the fact that their medals, they're not having a terrible games. It's just by their standards, it could be better. You better believe that they're going to have a full committee and everybody's going to sit down and figure out how to not have this happen again. And of course, they've had medals in places they didn't expect, like in the men's discus.
And they also seem to have a little friction between the Olympic Committee and the.
There's a lot of friction and a lot of athletes speaking out, but Jamaica's a different place where when they don't perform at the Olympics, somebody has to get fired, somebody has to go, something has to. Oh, I'm already seeing the reaction. I am very plugged into Jamaica, and it is not. People are not enjoying this Olympics in Jamaica at all.
I think we'll react so in Trinidad.
I hope we would. This is now 2 Olympics with no medals.
People should get fired.
Of course, people should get fired. People should have been fired 10, 15 years ago. That's how we got here.
Thank you, Actor Bolan, for being honest. Thanks a lot.
Well, I say no more. That says it all, you know. So, people, big up on yourself. Until next time, stay safe.
Before you go, Coach, it's not Jamaica problem. It's not just how you go.
A matter of fact, United States lose only what? Them lose what? 2 relays. And
one relay, man. One.
No, 2 relays.
No, them lose a mixed relay. Yeah, them lose a mixed relay. Yeah.
Lose 2 relays, and the athletes have all pepper the team and the organizers. That goes to show how serious these people are about the thing. And we, the powerhouse, are going to just take this lightly, so I'm just done with it. And no, so it can't work. So people, send out that video here, because more to come still. Because when Cranky do film review and everything, they were going to talk about it. I want to go over upon I Am Sure Sports. Go check out the video to Dr. Paul Wright was over there to send out that one there. A whole of videos on to watch people. We want to permeate the place with all of these things. So people them can hear what go on. If we don't affect them by moving, it will affect them by changing. So some call to action are going to take place. So until next time, people, stay safe. Peace out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.